Milan, 1495. In the quiet of the master's studio, time itself stands still.
Welcome to Quiet Lives. Before we drift into tonight's journey, if you find sanctuary here, please consider subscribing to join our community of rest. I would love to know which corner of the world you are finding peace in tonight, and what hour it is where you are. Feel free to share your story in the comments below. Now, let's begin. The distant, melodic chime of Milanese bells drifts through the open casement, a gentle, persistent rhythm that slowly, softly, draws you from the deep pockets of sleep within your sun-drenched atelier. A soft, increasing warmth begins to spread across the crisp, cool linen sheets, a familiar, comforting caress of the early morning sun. It filters through the fine, undyed fabric of the window coverings, creating a diffused golden glow that softens every edge in the room. You stir, feeling the smooth, almost cool weave of the expertly spun Italian linen against your skin, a sensation of quiet, unhurried luxury that gently cradles you. The air, still holding the freshness of the dawn, carries a subtle, clean scent of aged beeswax from the polished furniture and the deep, rich aroma of old, seasoned wood. This is layered with the faint, sweet perfume of jasmine, carried lightly on the breath of the morning from the private garden that lies just below your window. You allow your eyelids to flutter open slowly, reluctantly at first, then fully, as the soft, golden light of the new day truly begins to paint the high, vaulted ceilings and the rough, textured plaster walls. It transforms them with an ethereal glow, turning every imperfection into a subtle play of light and shadow. Tiny dust motes, like miniature stars, dance lazily and serenely within the thick sunbeams that angle sharply across the room, illuminating the quiet, meticulous order of your personal working and living space. Your gaze drifts, without any particular destination, across the polished, deep brown surface of a sturdy walnut chest, positioned carefully at the foot of your bed. Its intricate, hand-carved details, depicting stylized acanthus leaves, are softened and highlighted by the gentle light, revealing the artisan's patient skill. Near the far wall, a generously sized work table stands, its surface meticulously cleared of the previous day's projects, its smooth, oiled wood catching the light in a muted, elegant sheen. You notice the precise interlocking joinery of the heavy oak beams that support the ceiling above, each one a testament to the enduring strength and skilled hands that shaped this very room generations ago. With a soft, almost imperceptible sigh, you begin the slow, deliberate motion of pushing yourself up, the comfortable weight of the heavy, embroidered wool quilt shifting with your movement. The fine threads, dyed with rich, earthy pigments of madder and indigo, rustle softly, a whisper against themselves as they gently fall away from your form. You swing your legs slowly and deliberately over the side of the bed, feeling the slight, refreshing chill of the morning air on your bare ankles, a gentle awakening. Your feet then find the thick, hand-woven wool rug positioned thoughtfully beside the bed, its deep, yielding pile offering a comforting, immediate warmth against the cool, unforgiving marble floor that lies just beneath it. You pause for a long moment, simply breathing in the profound, quiet stillness that envelops you, the faint, consistent hum of the distant city still a muted, almost forgotten whisper beyond these walls. You turn your head slowly towards the open casement window, the undeniable source of both the invigorating golden light and the soothing, distant bells. The window frame itself, crafted from dark, aged timber, frames a perfect, living rectangle of the Milanese sky, a pale, hopeful blue that promises a clear day. The soft, persistent fragrance of beeswax, already present from the polished surfaces of your atelier, now deepens as you reach for a small, smooth block of it, tucked precisely into a compartment of your heavy walnut work chest. The morning sun, now higher and brighter, streams through the open casement, painting long, luminous stripes across the ancient stone floor and illuminating the fine dust motes that still dance lazily in the air. You stretch slowly, a deliberate unfolding of your limbs, feeling the gentle pull of muscles that have rested deeply through the night. The cool, weighty sensation of the hand-woven wool rug beneath your bare feet remains a comforting anchor as you stand, allowing your gaze to drift over the familiar contours of your private space. A quiet, almost imperceptible rustle of heavy fabric signals the presence of an attendant, moving with practiced grace from the service door near the far wall. Without a sound, a small, delicate ceramic cup, filled with warm, spiced herbal infusion, is placed gently on a small, round side table, crafted from dark, polished cherry wood. A faint, earthy steam rises from the liquid, carrying a subtle, soothing aroma of dried chamomile and a hint of sweet anise. You offer a small, almost imperceptible nod of acknowledgement, which is met with a brief, respectful bow before the attendant glides back out, leaving you once again in the profound, tranquil solitude of your atelier. The silence that follows is not an absence, but a rich, layered presence, punctuated only by the distant, rhythmic tolling of the Milanese bells and the occasional, soft coo of a dove from the courtyard garden. You turn towards your work table, its broad, smooth surface of oiled oak now bathed in the direct, clear light of the morning. Your hand reaches for a specific wooden box, crafted from finely grained olive wood, its lid fitting with exquisite precision. Lifting the lid with a gentle, unhurried motion, you reveal a collection of meticulously arranged drafting instruments, each nestled in its own velvet-lined indentation. Among them, your finest drafting compass rests, its slender legs forged from polished brass, tipped with points of hardened steel. You carefully lift it, feeling the cool, satisfying weight of the metal in your palm, the precise balance of its form. The brass, though gleaming, holds the subtle patina of careful use and generations of skilled hands. With a small block of beeswax now held between your thumb and forefinger, you begin to rub it gently, deliberately, over a small, soft square of fine, unbleached linen cloth. The friction generates a faint, almost imperceptible warmth, and the waxy scent, earthy and subtly sweet, begins to release itself more fully into the air around you. Each stroke of the beeswax against the linen is slow, even, and mindful, gradually impregnating the natural fibers with the protective, fragrant wax. The linen, initially crisp, slowly softens and becomes more pliable, absorbing the substance with a quiet, almost thirsty eagerness. You then take the compass, its brass surface cool and smooth, and begin to polish it with the prepared cloth. The soft linen glides effortlessly over the metal, each gentle stroke a slow, repetitive motion that brings forth a deeper, more resonant gleam. You trace the curves of the compass legs, the precise articulation of its joint, feeling the subtle textures of the brass beneath the cloth. The beeswax leaves behind an almost invisible protective layer, enhancing the metal's inherent warmth and depth. A faint, hushed whisper of the cloth against the brass is the only sound, a soothing, rhythmic accompaniment to your focused attention. You turn the compass slowly in your hand, allowing the morning light to catch its newly polished surface, revealing a rich, golden luster that seems to hold the very essence of the sun. With the newly polished brass compass now gleaming softly in your hand, its cool, smooth weight a satisfying presence, you turn towards the heavy, antique wooden desk that dominates one section of your sun-drenched atelier. The morning light, having intensified to a clear, steady brilliance, falls directly across its broad surface, illuminating the rich, deep tones of the ancient walnut. You gently lower the compass, placing it with quiet precision into a small, velvet-lined indentation on a custom-made wooden tray that rests near the edge of the desk. The faint, almost inaudible click of metal settling into its designated space is a small, satisfying punctuation in the room's prevailing calm. The subtle fragrance of beeswax, still lingering on your fingertips from the polishing, now mingles with the faint, earthy scent of old wood, creating a grounding, natural aroma that fills the immediate space around you. You allow your hand to rest, palm flat, on the smooth, cool surface of the desk itself. The wood, aged and meticulously cared for over centuries, feels like liquid silk beneath your touch, a testament to its enduring quality and the countless hands that have, perhaps, traced similar paths across its grain. You begin to slowly, deliberately, move your fingertips, allowing them to follow the intricate, undulating patterns etched into the dark, polished surface. Each gentle movement is unhurried, a quiet exploration of the natural artistry woven into the timber. You feel the almost imperceptible rise and fall of the grain, the subtle variations in its texture, hinting at the tree's long life and the journey of its growth. The faint warmth of the sun, now kissing the edge of the desk, creates a pleasing contrast against the inherent coolness of the wood. Your eyes, following the path of your fingers, trace the dark, swirling eddies and the long, straight lines of the walnut. The morning light catches the subtle sheen of its aged polish, revealing a depth that seems to absorb and reflect the light in equal measure. You notice a particular knot, perfectly preserved, a small, darker circle within the broader expanse of the grain, like an ancient eye observing the passage of time. Its surface is just as smooth, just as inviting to the touch, a seamless part of the desk's quiet narrative. The room around you remains in a state of tranquil suspension, the distant Milanese bells now a softer, more rhythmic murmur, a constant, comforting backdrop to your focused observation. The subtle, sweet scent of jasmine from the courtyard garden, carried on a barely there breeze, drifts in through the open casement, momentarily mingling with the beeswax and the old wood. Then, fading just as gently, you lean slightly closer, your breath barely disturbing the air, allowing your gaze to follow a particularly fine, almost invisible line that runs the length of the desk, a faint ripple in the wood's otherwise serene expanse. It is an imperfection, perhaps, yet it adds to the unique character of the piece, a silent story etched into its very being. Your fingertips continue their slow, gentle exploration, finding comfort in the repetitive motion, the simple, honest presence of the aged material. The desk feels solid, unyielding, a steadfast anchor in the quiet morning, holding within its fibers the echoes of countless thoughts and creations that have unfolded upon its surface. The air itself feels still and clear, a perfect medium for the subtle scents and the gentle, muted sounds that drift through your private space. You lift your hand, allowing it to hover for a moment above the smooth, dark wood, feeling the residual warmth that your touch has imparted. The surface now carries a faint, temporary imprint of your presence, a whisper of connection between hand and ancient timber. Your gaze rests on the quiet expanse of the desk, its polished grain stretching out before you, an invitation to a day of measured thought and deliberate creation. A faint, almost imperceptible whisper of turning pages now draws your attention from the smooth, cool surface of your ancient wooden desk, which still holds the subtle warmth of your touch. The morning light, having reached its full, clear intensity, bathes the atelier in a brilliant, steady glow, highlighting the rich, dark tones of the polished walnut and oak. You shift your weight slightly, settling more deeply into the carved wooden chair, its seat cushioned with a square of supple, dark leather that yields gently beneath you. The distant Milanese bells continue their rhythmic, unhurried tolling, a steady, comforting presence in the quiet morning. Your gaze drifts towards a nearby bookshelf, crafted from the same dark, aged walnut as your desk, its shelves lined with a carefully curated collection of rare scientific texts and anatomical studies. These are not merely books, but treasures, each volume bound in rich hand-tooled leather or sturdy, unbleached linen, their spines bearing the marks of time and careful stewardship. You reach out, your fingers tracing the cool, smooth surface of one particular spine, its leather softened by age, a faint, dry scent of parchment and old ink rising to meet you. The precise gold-embossed lettering of the title, though worn in places, remains legible, hinting at the profound knowledge contained within. With a gentle, deliberate motion, you carefully pull the chosen volume from its place, feeling the satisfying weight of it in your hands. The leather binding, stiff yet yielding, offers a subtle resistance as you open the book, a faint, dry crackle of aged material. The pages within are of the finest vellum, carefully prepared animal skin, smooth and almost luminous under the bright morning light. Its texture is unlike paper, possessing a unique, almost velvety quality, cool and subtly firm beneath your fingertips. A delicate, earthy aroma of cured hide and ancient ink, a scent unique to such venerable texts, rises from the opened pages, filling the immediate air around you with its grounding presence. You begin to turn the pages, one by one, with a slow, unhurried rhythm. Each page turn creates a soft, almost hushed whisper, a delicate rustle that is barely audible, yet distinctly present in the quiet of the atelier. Your thumb and forefinger, moving with practiced care, gently separate the vellum sheets, ensuring no damage to the precious material. The faint, smooth glide of your skin against the vellum is a subtle, tactile pleasure, a direct connection to the meticulous craftsmanship of centuries past. The uniform, precise script of the text, rendered by a master scribe, unfolds before you, black ink stark against the pale, creamy background of the vellum. As you turn each page, the subtle variations in the vellum become apparent. Some areas are slightly thinner, almost translucent, allowing the light to filter through with a soft glow, while others are thicker, more opaque, creating a subtle contrast. You observe the meticulously drawn diagrams and anatomical illustrations, their fine lines and delicate shading rendered with astonishing precision. The ink, still vibrant after all these years, seems to hum with a quiet energy, a silent conversation across time. The gentle whisper of the pages continues, a steady, calming rhythm that cradles your attention, inviting you to simply be present in this moment of quiet contemplation and engagement with the wisdom of the past. The light continues to warm the room, and the subtle scents of parchment and old wood settle around you, deepening the sense of peaceful antiquity. The lingering scent of parchment, still subtly present from the rare scientific text you had been exploring, now begins to mingle with a fresher, cooler breath of air that drifts gently from the open doorway. The bright morning light, having filled your atelier with its clear brilliance, seems to beckon you towards the exterior. With a soft, deliberate motion, you close the heavy vellum book, feeling the satisfying weight of its aged binding as it settles closed. You place it carefully back into its designated spot on the walnut bookshelf, its spine aligning perfectly with its companions, a quiet testament to order and preservation. The subtle, dry rustle of the vellum pages whispers a final, hushed farewell. You rise slowly from the comfortable, leather-cushioned chair, feeling the supple leather yield, and then gently spring back into form as you stand. Your bare feet find the familiar, cool smoothness of the marble floor, a grounding sensation that connects you to the ancient foundations of your palazzo. You walk with an unhurried, measured pace across the atelier, the distant, rhythmic tolling of the Milanese bells, now a clearer, more immediate sound as you approach the open doorway. The air here is noticeably different, carrying a crisp, invigorating freshness, a subtle invitation to step beyond the confines of your private study. Stepping out onto the cool, worn stone of your palazzo's private balcony, you are immediately enveloped by the full, expansive embrace of the Milanese morning. The sun, now high and luminous, warms the ancient stones beneath your feet, a gentle contrast to the cool marble indoors. A soft, steady breeze, carrying the faint, earthy scent of pine and the sweet green aroma of distant gardens, brushes lightly against your skin, a refreshing caress. The subtle hum of the waking city, a muffled, distant murmur, forms a gentle, unobtrusive backdrop to the immediate tranquility of your elevated perch. Your gaze is drawn almost immediately to the tall, slender cypress trees that stand with dignified grace in the private garden below, their dark, verdant forms reaching elegantly towards the brilliant blue sky. They stand as silent sentinels, their deep green foliage a stark, beautiful contrast against the pale stone walls of the courtyard. You observe them now specifically, noticing the gentle, almost hypnotic sway of their uppermost branches. The breeze, though soft, is persistent, causing the fine, needle-like leaves to shiver and rustle with a quiet, continuous whisper. It is a slow, rhythmic dance, a natural ballet performed with serene grace. You lean slightly against the cool, smooth stone balustrade of the balcony, feeling its solid, unyielding presence beneath your forearms. The stone, warmed by the sun, radiates a comforting, earthy heat. From this vantage point, you can truly appreciate the delicate, intricate movement of the cypress branches, each subtle shift a response to the unseen currents of the air. The rustling sound they create is a constant, soft murmur, a natural lullaby that seems to gently fold itself around you, deepening the sense of profound calm. The air carries the distinct, resinous scent of the cypress, a clean, woody aroma that grounds you further in this peaceful, timeless moment. You simply watch, without expectation or urgency, as the trees continue their quiet, rhythmic sway, each movement a soft invitation to simply be. The lingering scent of parchment, still subtly present from the rare scientific text you had been exploring, now begins to mingle with a fresher, cooler breath of air that drifts gently from the open doorway of your palazzo's private balcony. You draw back from the sun-warmed balustrade, feeling the cool, aged stone recede from your touch as you step back into the quiet elegance of your atelier. The rich, deep aroma of cypress, carried on the morning breeze, lingers momentarily around you, a fleeting whisper of the garden's presence before it dissipates into the familiar, grounding scent of old wood and beeswax that defines your working space. The morning light, having reached its full, clear intensity, now bathes the interior in a brilliant, steady glow, highlighting the rich, dark tones of the polished walnut and oak. You move with an unhurried grace across the smooth, cool expanse of the marble floor, the distant, rhythmic tolling of the Milanese bells, now softened once more by the thick, ancient walls. Your path leads you towards a tall, narrow wardrobe, crafted from a dark, lustrous cedar, positioned against a wall where the morning light falls indirectly, preserving the delicate colors of its contents. As you approach, a faint, clean scent of cedar wood, dry and aromatically resinous, begins to subtly deepen in the air around you, a quiet promise of carefully stored materials and protection. With a slow, deliberate hand, you reach for the small, intricately carved brass handle of the wardrobe door. The cool, smooth metal feels solid and precise beneath your fingertips, a small, exquisite piece of craftsmanship in itself. You turn it gently, feeling the refined mechanism engage with a soft, almost inaudible click, a whisper of sound that barely disturbs the profound stillness of the room. The heavy cedar door, perfectly balanced on its aged hinges, swings open with a slow, silent grace, revealing a dimly lit interior where carefully folded garments rest on broad, smooth shelves. A faint, sweet perfume of dried lavender, placed thoughtfully among the fabrics, now mingles with the cedar, creating a delicate, soothing blend that drifts gently into the air. Your gaze settles upon a stack of your finest drawing cloaks, each one a testament to the exquisite skill of Milanese silk weavers. These are not merely garments, but protective coverings, each piece dyed in subdued earthy tones suitable for the focused work of an artist, designed to drape without distracting. You carefully select one, its color, a deep, muted indigo, almost the shade of a twilight sky, perfectly chosen to absorb stray charcoal dust or pigment without revealing it. As your fingers brush against the folded fabric, a delicate, almost ethereal rustle, softer than any whisper, emanates from the silk. It is a sound of exquisite lightness, a subtle sigh of the fine threads shifting against each other, a gentle murmur that invites a sense of quiet introspection. You lift the cloak from the shelf, feeling its astonishing lightness, its cool, smooth drape against your hands. The silk, woven with an intricate, barely visible pattern, feels like liquid flowing over your skin, a sensation of pure, unadulterated luxury. You hold it for a moment, allowing its length to unfold slowly, the fine fabric releasing its creases with a soft, continuous whisper that seems to hang in the still air. The indigo color seems to deepen and shift in the softer light of the wardrobe's interior, revealing subtle variations in its hue, from a rich, almost black navy to a lighter, more ethereal blue, a testament to the skill of the dyers. With careful, unhurried movements, you begin to arrange the cloak over your arm, smoothing out any remaining folds. Each gentle pull and adjustment of the fabric creates another delicate rustle, a continuous, soft symphony of silk against silk, a sound that is both ephemeral and deeply grounding. The delicate rustle of the indigo silk drawing cloak settles into a quiet stillness as you arrange it smoothly over a carved wooden stand near your cedar wardrobe, its cool, soft fabric now at rest. The subtle perfume of lavender and cedar recedes, leaving the familiar grounding scent of old wood and beeswax to reclaim the air of your atelier. Your gaze, drawn by an unspoken curiosity, shifts across the sun-drenched expanse of the marble floor towards a heavy, stone pedestal in the center of the room, where a newly arrived object awaits your meticulous attention. You begin to move, your bare feet gliding effortlessly over the cool, polished marble, each step a soft, almost inaudible whisper against the ancient stone. The floor's surface, a mosaic of pale gray and cream, catches the morning light, a bright, clear gold, reflecting it upwards to illuminate the vaulted ceiling. This creates a luminous path that stretches out before you. The distant, rhythmic tolling of Milanese bells, a steady, unhurried pulse, continues its gentle cadence, a constant, comforting presence that underpins the profound quiet of your private space. The air, still holding a crisp freshness from the open casement, carries a faint, clean scent of stone and the subtle, sweet tang of mineral dust, a quiet testament to the materials that shape this environment. As you draw closer, the object on the pedestal comes into clearer focus, a newly carved anatomical model rendered with exquisite precision from a block of pristine Carrara marble. Its surface, a luminous, almost translucent white, seems to glow softly in the bright, direct light, drawing your eye with an undeniable elegance. The form itself, perhaps a representation of a human arm or a carefully sculpted ribcage, stands with an almost serene dignity. You extend your hand slowly, your fingertips hovering for a long moment above its intricate, cold form, anticipating the unique texture and temperature of the stone. Then, with a gentle, deliberate touch, your skin makes contact with the cool, smooth marble. It is an immediate, deeply grounding sensation, the inherent coolness of the stone, a stark, refreshing contrast to the ambient warmth of the sun-filled room, a subtle shock that quickly settles into a comforting presence. Your fingers begin to explore the sculpted form, tracing the delicate, precise lines that define its contours. The marble feels incredibly smooth, almost slick, yet with a subtle, fine-grained resistance that speaks of meticulous carving and polishing, of countless hours spent refining its surface. You follow the gentle curve of a sculpted muscle, feeling the subtle tension and release of its imagined form, then move to the precise articulation of a bone, feeling the subtle undulations and depressions that bring the anatomical structure to life. Each minute ridge and hollow is rendered with an astonishing fidelity, a testament to the sculptor's deep understanding of the human form and the masterful, patient control over the hard, unforgiving stone. Your thumb pad glides across a broad, flat plane, then dips into a narrow, carefully sculpted groove, feeling the subtle changes in elevation, the precise edges that define each anatomical feature. A faint, almost imperceptible whisper of fine marble dust, a remnant of its recent creation, might tickle your nostrils, a clean, mineral scent that evokes the freshness of the quarry. You lean closer, your breath barely disturbing the still air, allowing your eyes to follow the path of your fingers. The bright morning light catches the polished surfaces, creating delicate, luminous highlights that seem to shimmer, and deep, soft shadows that emphasize the three-dimensional form with a quiet drama. The inherent veining within the Carrara marble, fine lines of subtle gray, becomes visible, weaving through the pristine white-like faint, natural pathways, almost like the vessels within the very anatomy it represents. The cool, smooth feel of the Carrara marble anatomical model, still lingering on your fingertips, slowly recedes as you withdraw your hand from its intricate form on the pedestal. The bright morning light, having illuminated every delicate curve and hollow of the sculpted stone, now continues to fill the atelier with its clear, unwavering brilliance, casting long, soft shadows across the polished marble floor. A subtle shift in your focus draws you away from contemplation of the model towards the anticipation of another, more tactile creative process. The distant rhythmic tolling of the Milanese bells continues its gentle, unhurried cadence, a constant, comforting presence that underpins the profound quiet of your private space. You turn with a measured, deliberate motion, your bare feet once again finding the familiar, cool expanse of the marble floor, guiding you towards a sturdy, heavy oak workbench positioned beneath a large, north-facing window. This window, with its diffused, consistent light, is perfectly suited for the precise task of preparing pigments. As you approach the bench, a subtle, earthy scent of raw minerals and dried linseed oil begins to gently assert itself, mingling with the faint, ever-present aroma of old wood and beeswax that permeates the atelier. The oak surface of the workbench, scarred and smoothed by generations of artistic endeavor, feels solid and unyielding, a quiet witness to countless hours of meticulous work. Upon the workbench rests a collection of small, lidded ceramic jars, each one carefully stoppered and labeled in your own precise hand. These contain the precious, finely ground pigments, sourced from distant lands and prepared with painstaking care. You reach for one, its cool, smooth ceramic surface fitting perfectly into your palm, its weight a satisfying indication of the valuable contents within. With a slow, deliberate twist, you unseal the lid, feeling the faint, dry resistance of the stopper releasing its hold. A whisper of incredibly fine, dry powder, a vibrant lapis lazuli, rises momentarily into the still air, carrying a subtle mineral tang that tickles your nostrils. Its intense blue color, deep and pure, seems to absorb the ambient light, holding it captive within its pulverized form. You carefully invert the jar over a smooth rectangular slab of polished porphyry stone, its dark reddish-purple surface a striking contrast to the brilliant blue pigment. With a gentle, controlled tap, you release a small, precise mound of the lapis lazuli powder onto the stone. The dry, delicate pigment settles softly, a whisper of sound against the hard, cool porphyry, forming a small, vibrant blue hillock that seems to pulsate with a quiet intensity in the steady light. The fine dust, almost imperceptible, floats for a moment, then gently dissipates. Next you reach for a small, shallow ceramic bowl, filled with a clear, viscous linseed oil, its surface shimmering faintly. With a slender, silver-tipped dropper, you carefully release a single, glistening drop of the oil onto the edge of the pigment mound. The oil, thick and slow-moving, spreads with deliberate slowness, its golden hue a warm counterpoint to the cool blue. Now you pick up a small, finely crafted bone spatula, its edge smooth and slightly curved, feeling its light, balanced weight in your hand. With a slow, unhurried motion, you begin to gently scrape the edge of the pigment mound, pulling a small portion of the dry powder into the glistening drop of oil. The first contact of the spatula against the porphyry stone creates a faint, almost imperceptible asterisk, SHHHK, asterisk sound, a soft, dry whisper that barely registers in the quiet room. As you continue to pull the powder into the oil, pressing down with a gentle, consistent pressure, the sound deepens slightly, becoming a subtle, rhythmic scrape, scrape, scrape against the hard, cool stone. The rhythmic scrape of the bone spatula on the porphyry stone, a sound that filled your atelier through the bright, industrious morning, has long since faded into the quietude of the approaching evening. The steady brilliance of the midday sun, which once illuminated every detail of your workbench and the newly carved anatomical model, has now softened, giving way to a gentle golden twilight that filters through the open casement. This muted light casts long, tranquil shadows across the ancient stone floor, inviting a different kind of illumination as the day slowly, gracefully draws to a close. The air, cooler now, carries a fainter echo of the distant Milanese bells, their unhurried cadence settling into a deeper, more reflective rhythm. You move away from the workbench, leaving the carefully mixed pigments to rest, their vibrant hues now subdued in the fading light. Your bare feet glide over the cool, smooth expanse of the marble floor, a familiar and grounding sensation that accompanies your every step. The path leads you towards your grand oak drafting table, its broad, dark surface now a canvas of deepening shadows, awaiting the evening's careful work. As you approach, a subtle, dry scent of old oak and beeswax, always present in this space, becomes more pronounced. A comforting, familiar aroma that wraps itself gently around you. A quiet, almost imperceptible rustle of heavy fabric signals the presence of an attendant, moving with practiced grace from the service door near the far wall, just as the last vestiges of natural light begin to withdraw from the highest windows. Without a sound, a candelabrum of finely wrought bronze, holding 3 slender beeswax candles, is placed gently upon a small, lacquered wooden stand beside your drafting table. A faint, sweet scent of pure beeswax unburnt now joins the air. With a soft, almost hushed click of flint against steel, a tiny spark ignites the first wick, then the second, and then the third, each small flame catching with a delicate, almost inaudible pop. The pale, golden light of the evening candlelight immediately begins to spread, pushing back the encroaching shadows with a soft, warm glow, transforming the atmosphere of the atelier into a cocoon of serene intimacy. You settle into your leather-cushioned chair, feeling the supple material yield comfortably beneath you, and turn your attention to the architectural plans that lie carefully rolled on the edge of the table. These are not merely drawings, but visions, meticulously rendered on sheets of fine, heavy parchment. With a slow, deliberate motion, you reach out and carefully unroll one of the scrolls, feeling the gentle resistance of the aged material as it unfurls. A faint, dry rustle, a soft asterisk, SHHHK asterisk of parchment against parchment, whispers into the quiet air, a sound both delicate and substantial. The parchment itself, thick and creamy, holds a subtle, almost imperceptible texture, a fine, almost velvety surface that speaks of its meticulous preparation. As the architectural plan lies flat before you, its surface illuminated by the soft, flickering light of the beeswax candles, every line and detail seems to deepen, to gain a new kind of presence. The fine, precise ink lines, which depict the intricate structure of a grand palazzo, now glow with a warm, almost living intensity against the creamy background of the parchment. The candlelight casts long, dancing shadows from the raised edges of the parchment, creating a subtle, shifting topography on the table. You lean slightly closer, allowing your eyes to trace the delicate curves of a vaulted arch, the precise angles of a column, the intricate patterns of a proposed floor plan. Each line, each carefully rendered detail, seems to invite a quiet contemplation, a deeper understanding of form and space. The soft glow of evening candlelight, cast by the 3 slender beeswax flames, continues to illuminate your latest architectural plans, their intricate lines now softened and imbued with a warm, living quality on the creamy parchment. The air in your atelier, rich with the subtle, comforting scent of burning beeswax and old oak, holds a profound stillness, broken only by the distant, muted tolling of the Milanese bells, a steady, unhurried rhythm that marks the passage of the evening. You sit, still settled comfortably in your leather-cushioned chair, allowing your gaze to drift from the detailed elevations of the grand palazzo to a different, equally compelling object. Your attention is drawn to a slender, tightly rolled scroll, bound with a delicate leather thong, resting quietly in a custom-made slot within the vast expanse of your oak drafting table. This particular scroll, lighter in color than the architectural plans, promises a different kind of discovery, perhaps a botanical study or a detailed anatomical sketch. You reach out your hand slowly, your fingers brushing lightly against the smooth, dark grain of the ancient oak table as they approach the scroll. The wood, cool and firm, offers a grounding presence beneath your touch, a familiar anchor in the quiet evening. With a gentle, unhurried motion, your fingertips carefully unfasten the soft leather thong that binds the scroll. The leather, supple and worn smooth by time, releases its hold with an almost imperceptible whisper, a soft asterisk, SHHHK asterisk, that is barely audible in the profound silence of the room. You feel its delicate give, the subtle tension easing as the binding loosens. The scroll, now freed, retains its tightly coiled memory for a moment, its edges still curving inwards, hinting at the intricate forms held within. Its weight in your hands is light, yet substantial, a testament to the fine quality of the vellum. You begin to unroll the scroll, very slowly, with a meticulous, deliberate grace. Each gentle movement of your thumbs and forefingers against the delicate vellum creates a faint, almost hushed rustle, a soft, dry asterisk, SHHHK, SHHHK asterisk sound, as the tightly wound material gradually unfurls. The vellum, creamy and smooth, yet possessing a subtle, almost velvety texture beneath your touch, resists slightly before yielding, flattening itself with a quiet, sighing motion onto the dark, polished surface of the oak table. The soft, flickering candlelight dances across its surface, making the faint, almost invisible fibers of the animal skin shimmer with a delicate, ethereal glow. As the vellum unrolls, a subtle, dry aroma begins to emanate from its surface, slowly filling the air around you. It is the faint, distinctive scent of aged vellum, an earthy, almost musky perfume of cured hide and ancient inks, a scent unique to these precious, time-honored documents. This delicate fragrance, a whisper from centuries past, mingles gently with the warm, sweet notes of burning beeswax and the grounding aroma of old oak, creating a rich, layered olfactory tapestry that cradles your senses. Your gaze falls upon the intricate drawings and precise annotations that emerge from the newly revealed surface, perhaps a detailed study of a human hand, or the delicate structure of a bird's wing, each line rendered with astonishing clarity. You continue to gently smooth the vellum, feeling its cool, firm surface beneath your palm, ensuring it lies perfectly flat against the dark wood. The faint, dry scent of aged vellum deepens slightly, a constant, soothing presence in the quiet evening. The delicate rustle of the unrolling scroll now fades into a soft, lingering silence, leaving only the gentle flicker of the candlelight and the profound sense of calm that settles around you. The faint, dry scent of aged vellum, which had filled the air as you unrolled the intricate scroll of drawings, now gently recedes as you begin the slow, deliberate process of returning it to its coiled form. The soft glow of the evening candlelight, cast by the 3 slender beeswax flames, continues to illuminate your oak drafting table, bathing the creamy parchment in a warm, steady light. You smooth your hand across the vellum one last time, feeling its cool, subtle texture, before carefully re-rolling it with precise, unhurried movements. The parchment yields with a soft, continuous whisper, a delicate asterisk, SHHHK, SHHHK asterisk, that fades into the profound quiet of the atelier. You secure it once more with its supple leather thong, the familiar knot tying with a soft, almost imperceptible click. Your gaze then drifts, without urgency, across the dark, polished expanse of the oak table, past the architectural plans still resting peacefully, towards a small, almost hidden compartment carved into the side of the desk. This compartment, lined with a soft, dark velvet, is where you keep objects of particular personal significance, items that invite a deeper, more intimate reflection. The subtle, warm scent of burning beeswax, mingling with the grounding aroma of old oak, continues to fill the air around you, deepening the sense of evening tranquility. The distant, rhythmic tolling of the Milanese bells maintains its steady, unhurried cadence, a comforting, constant presence that seems to cradle the quiet of your private space. With a slow, deliberate hand, you reach into the velvet-lined recess. Your fingertips brush against a familiar, textured surface, cool and yielding, before they close gently around the object you seek. You lift it with an unhurried grace, feeling its immediate comforting weight settle into the palm of your hand. It is your personal journal, bound in rich, dark brown leather, its edges softened and smoothed by countless hours of handling and quiet contemplation. The leather, expertly tanned and aged over decades, feels remarkably supple, almost like a second skin, yet possesses a firm, reassuring density that speaks of its substantial contents. You hold the journal for a moment, simply allowing its presence to ground you. The leather, cool against your skin, absorbs the warmth of your hand, gradually becoming a part of you. Your thumb traces the subtle, intricate grain of the leather, feeling the fine, almost imperceptible ridges and valleys that tell a silent story of its long history. A faint, earthy aroma of aged leather, dry and subtly sweet, rises from its surface, mingling with the beeswax and old oak, to create a rich, complex fragrance that is uniquely comforting and familiar. This scent, deep and resonant, seems to evoke memories of quiet evenings and thoughtful moments spent within these very walls. With a soft, almost reverent motion, you gently open the journal. The aged leather binding, though firm, yields with a faint, barely audible creak, a soft, dry sound that is quickly absorbed by the stillness of the room. The pages within, crafted from fine, unbleached linen paper, are a creamy, almost off-white hue, their edges softened and worn smooth by years of gentle turning. Each page, though thin, possesses a surprising resilience, a subtle crispness that hints at its enduring quality. As the journal lies open on the dark oak table, bathed in the soft golden light of the beeswax candles, the uniform lines of your own precise script, rendered in dark, indelible ink, become visible, a silent chronicle of observations and reflections. The candlelight dances across the aged paper, making the subtle texture of the linen fibers shimmer with a delicate, almost ethereal glow. Your gaze falls upon the familiar script, the precise curves and angles of each letter, a silent conversation with yourself across time. The comforting weight of the leather-bound journal, its pages worn smooth by the passage of time, now rests gently closed on your oak drafting table, its earthy scent of aged leather and paper mingling with the warm, sweet aroma of burning beeswax. The soft glow of evening candlelight cast by the 3 slender flames continues to illuminate your atelier, bathing the space in a tranquil, golden light. You sit, still settled comfortably in your leather-cushioned chair, allowing a profound sense of peace to settle over you. The distant, rhythmic tolling of the Milanese bells, now a softer, more muted presence, continues its unhurried cadence, a gentle backdrop to the quiet of your private space. Your gaze drifts, without urgency, from the closed journal to a small, exquisitely crafted wooden box, also made of dark, polished oak, resting near the edge of the table. This box, designed with a subtle elegance, holds your most cherished and precise drawing instruments. The smooth, cool surface of the oak table feels solid and reassuring beneath your forearms, a constant, grounding presence in the quiet evening. The air, still and calm, carries a faint, clean scent of wood, deepening the sense of peaceful antiquity. With a slow, deliberate hand, you reach for the small, ornate silver latch that secures the wooden box. The cool, smooth metal feels delicate yet firm beneath your fingertips. You lift the latch with a soft, almost imperceptible click, a precise sound that barely disturbs the profound stillness of the room. The hinged lid, perfectly balanced, opens with a whisper of silent grace, revealing an interior lined with deep, plush velvet, carefully molded to cradle each instrument. Within, nestled in its own dark velvet indentation, lies your finest silver point stylus. You carefully lift the stylus, feeling its slender, elegant form, its cool, smooth weight settling into your palm. The body of the stylus is crafted from polished, dark ebony wood, smooth and almost silken to the touch, its deep, rich color absorbing the candlelight. At its tip, a delicate, precisely set point of pure silver gleams softly, a tiny beacon in the warm, diffused light. This is an instrument of remarkable precision, capable of rendering the finest, most ethereal lines onto specially prepared surfaces. A faint, metallic tang, almost imperceptible, rises from the silver tip, mingling subtly with the beeswax and old wood. Now you reach for a small, flat sharpening stone, a piece of finely grained slate, also nestled in its own velvet compartment within the box. Its surface, a dark, muted gray, feels cool and subtly abrasive beneath your thumb. You place the stone carefully on the oak table beside the open box, its flat surface providing a stable base. With a deliberate, unhurried motion, you bring the silver point stylus to the stone, positioning its delicate tip against the slate's surface. The candlelight flickers, casting dancing shadows around your hands, emphasizing the focused attention of the moment. With a gentle, consistent pressure, you begin to draw the silver tip slowly across the slate. The first contact creates a soft, almost hushed, rasping sound, a delicate whisper of metal against stone that is both precise and deeply soothing. Each deliberate stroke, a slow, continuous motion, is accompanied by this soft, rhythmic, subtle friction, a subtle friction that hones the silver to an even finer point. You turn the stylus slightly with each pass, ensuring a perfectly symmetrical, needle-sharp tip. A faint, almost imperceptible trace of silver, a delicate gray whisper, is left behind on the dark slate, a quiet testament to the sharpening process. The cool, smooth feel of the ebony wood in your hand, combined with the precise, rhythmic sound of the silver point against the stone, creates a deeply grounding and meditative experience. The soft rasp of the silver point stylus against the sharpening stone, a precise sound that marked the quiet work of the previous evening, has long faded into the tranquil hum of the afternoon. A gentle shift in time now draws you from the active focus of the atelier into the serene embrace of your private study. The air no longer carrying the warm, sweet aroma of burning beeswax from the candles now holds a cooler, more settled stillness, infused with the subtle, dry scent of old leather and ancient parchment, a perfume unique to this particular room. The distant rhythmic tolling of the Milanese bells, a constant companion throughout the day, continues its unhurried cadence, now softened further by the thick, sound-absorbing walls of this secluded space. You step across the threshold, your bare feet finding the cool, smooth surface of the dark, polished terracotta tiles that floor this intimate chamber, a gentle contrast to the marble of the main atelier. The light here is profoundly different. It is not the direct, clear brilliance of the morning, but a softer, more ethereal glow, filtered and transformed. Your gaze is immediately drawn to the tall, arched window that dominates one wall, its intricate design of stained glass now acting as a radiant filter for the afternoon sun. The light, having traveled through countless tiny panes of colored glass, no longer shines directly, but diffuses into a mesmerizing tapestry of shifting hues, painting the very air around you with its gentle, vibrant presence. You move slowly, deliberately, towards a heavy, carved wooden chair positioned thoughtfully near the window, its dark, aged walnut frame gleaming softly in the muted light. As you approach, you observe the intricate patterns of colored light that now dance gracefully across the cool, unadorned plaster walls and the rich, dark tones of the nearby bookshelves. Emerald green, ruby red, and sapphire blue intermingle and separate, shifting with an almost imperceptible slowness, as if breathing with the gentle passage of the sun. Each distinct pane of stained glass, carefully cut and meticulously joined with slender lead lines, contributes its own unique tint to this quiet, luminous display, creating a silent symphony of color. You settle into the deep, comfortable cushions of the chair, feeling the plush velvet yield gently beneath your weight, a sensation of luxurious support. Your gaze now rests fully upon the stained glass itself, observing the subtle imperfections within each hand-blown pane. Tiny bubbles, almost invisible from a distance, become apparent, catching and refracting the light in minute. Sparkling points. The lead lines, dark and precise, define the intricate geometric and floral patterns, holding the vibrant pieces of glass in a delicate, enduring embrace. A faint, almost imperceptible warmth radiates from the glass where the sun's rays directly touch it, a subtle heat that contrasts with the cooler air of the room. As the afternoon progresses, the angle of the sun imperceptibly shifts, causing the colored patterns on the walls and floor to slowly, gracefully migrate. A patch of deep, contemplative blue that rested on the smooth terracotta tiles now begins its languid journey across the room, slowly dissolving into a warm, inviting amber as it encounters a different section of glass. The light itself feels like a tangible presence, a soft, colored blanket settling over the room, deepening the sense of profound tranquility. You simply watch, without expectation or urgency, as the filtered afternoon light through the stained glass continues its silent, mesmerizing dance, each shifting hue a gentle invitation to simply rest and absorb the quiet beauty of the moment. The subtle, dry scent of aged paper from the surrounding books, and the gentle, muted cadence of the distant bells cradle you in a deep, unhurried calm. The soft ethereal glow of the filtered afternoon light, having woven its way through the stained glass of your private study, now casts long, shimmering patterns across the cool terracotta tiles and the dark, polished walnut bookshelves. The air, settled and still, carries the subtle, dry scent of old leather and ancient parchment, a perfume unique to this secluded chamber. You remain comfortably settled in your plush, velvet-cushioned chair, allowing a profound sense of peace to envelop you. The distant, rhythmic tolling of the Milanese bells, a softened, muted presence, continues its unhurried cadence, a gentle backdrop to the quiet of your private space. Your gaze, unhurried and calm, now focuses more intently on the shafts of golden light that stream through the stained glass, slicing through the air with a visible, almost tangible presence. These luminous beams, thick and painterly, angle sharply into the room, creating pathways of pure, vibrant light. Within these golden columns, a silent, intricate ballet unfolds, the slow, mesmerizing dance of countless tiny dust motes. Each microscopic particle, suspended in the still air, catches the light, glowing briefly like a miniature, ephemeral star before fading back into the soft obscurity. You lean back further into the yielding velvet, allowing your eyes to simply observe this quiet spectacle. The dust motes, seemingly weightless, drift and swirl with an almost imperceptible slowness, following unseen currents in the air. Their movement is not erratic or hurried, but languid and deliberate, a gentle, continuous waltz within the golden light. Some rise slowly, as if ascending an invisible staircase, while others descend with a graceful, unhurried fall, creating a sense of serene, perpetual motion. The silence of the room deepens, allowing your attention to fully immerse itself in this delicate, miniature universe. Each individual mote, though tiny, becomes a point of quiet fascination. You watch as a cluster of them spirals gently upwards, catching the golden light in unison, then disperses with a slow, graceful unfurling, like a microscopic nebula. The air itself, infused with the subtle, dry scent of old paper from the surrounding books, feels almost thick with their presence, yet remains perfectly clear and still. The faint, almost imperceptible warmth of the afternoon sun, having passed through the stained glass, touches your cheek, a gentle caress that grounds you further in this tranquil moment. As the afternoon light begins its slow, inevitable descent towards evening, the golden shafts imperceptibly lengthen and deepen, causing the dance of the dust motes to appear even more pronounced, more luminous. The colors filtering through the stained glass also shift, transitioning from vibrant, clear hues to softer, more contemplative tones of amber and rose, casting a richer, warmer glow over the entire scene. The slow, continuous movement of the dust motes, a testament to the unseen life within the quiet air, creates a hypnotic rhythm that gently holds your attention, inviting a deep sense of peacefulness. You simply rest, allowing your eyes to follow their serene, unhurried journey, each tiny particle a silent, ephemeral dancer in the fading light. The distant Milanese bells, now almost a memory, offer their final, muted whispers as the quiet of the study deepens, inviting a profound and effortless calm. The gentle, hypnotic dance of dust motes in the golden shafts of afternoon sunlight, a serene spectacle that filled your private study, has now slowly faded into the deeper quiet of the evening. The vibrant hues filtered through the stained glass have softened into muted tones of amber and deep violet, casting long, peaceful shadows across the cool terracotta tiles. The air, settled and still, carries the subtle, dry scent of old leather and ancient parchment, a familiar comfort. You rise from your plush, velvet-cushioned chair, feeling the material yield, then slowly return to its form, leaving the room's profound tranquility undisturbed. You move with an unhurried grace across the cool, smooth terracotta floor, each step a soft whisper against the tiles, carrying you from the secluded study towards the open air of your palazzo's private loggia. The faint, rhythmic tolling of the Milanese bells, a constant companion throughout the day, now seems to resonate with a deeper, more resonant echo as you approach the exterior. The transition from the enclosed, scented study to the open loggia brings a subtle shift in the air, a newfound coolness that gently brushes against your skin, carrying with it the fresh, clean scent of the evening. Stepping out onto the cool, polished stone of the loggia, you are met with the expansive, open embrace of the Milanese evening. The sky overhead is a deep, velvety indigo, already dotted with the first faint glimmer of stars, their light a distant, serene promise. The air is noticeably cooler than it was indoors, a refreshing crispness that invigorates the senses after the warmth of the afternoon. A gentle, persistent breeze, almost imperceptible, begins to stir, causing the delicate leaves of the potted citrus trees that line the balustrade to shiver with a soft, continuous rustle, a quiet, natural melody that accompanies the deepening dusk. Your gaze extends beyond the intricate ironwork of the loggia's railing, across the familiar terracotta rooftops of the city, now softened by the twilight. In the distance, carried gently on the evening breeze, you hear it, the faint, consistent murmur of the Navigli canals. It is not a distinct sound of rushing water, but rather a soft, continuous, a subtle, liquid whisper that rises and falls with an almost imperceptible rhythm. This distant murmur, a blend of flowing water and the gentle lapping against ancient stone, creates a profoundly soothing presence, a natural lullaby that has cradled the city for centuries. You lean slightly against the cool, smooth stone balustrade, feeling its solid, unyielding presence beneath your forearms. The stone, still holding some residual warmth from the day's sun, offers a grounding contrast to the cool evening air. From this elevated vantage point, the distant murmur of the canals seems to drift and weave through the quiet hum of the city, a subtle, constant reminder of Milan's intricate waterways. The breeze carries a faint, damp scent of fresh water, mingled with the sweet, delicate perfume of night-blooming jasmine from the courtyard garden below, creating a rich, tranquil aroma that envelops you. You close your eyes for a moment, allowing the gentle murmur of the canals to wash over you, feeling its subtle rhythm resonate within. It is a sound that invites a deep, unhurried contemplation, a quiet surrender to the natural flow of time and the serene beauty of the evening. The cool, fresh air continues to caress your skin, and the subtle scents of water, jasmine, and old stone settle around you, deepening the sense of profound calm. You simply rest, absorbing the gentle evening breeze and the distant, soothing murmur of the Navigli canals, allowing their quiet presence to draw you into a deeper, more effortless state of relaxation. The gentle murmur of the Navigli canals, carried on the cool evening breeze, now fades into a softer, more distant whisper as you step back into the tranquil interior of your atelier. The rich, layered scent of water, jasmine, and old stone, which enveloped you on the loggia, slowly gives way to the familiar, grounding aroma of old wood and beeswax. The deepest indigo of the evening sky, visible through the high windows, casts a muted, soft light into the vast space, transforming the familiar shapes of your instruments and furniture into quiet, elegant silhouettes. The rhythmic tolling of the Milanese bells, a constant companion, now seems to resonate with a deeper, more profound stillness in the quiet of your private working space. You move with an unhurried grace across the cool, smooth expanse of the marble floor, each step a soft whisper against the ancient stone. Your path leads you towards a long, sturdy oak workbench. Its surface, worn smooth by generations of artistic endeavor, now bathed in the soft, ambient light filtering from outside. As you approach, a subtle, earthy scent of raw minerals and dried linseed oil, remnants from the day's pigment mixing, gently reasserts itself, mingling with the familiar aroma of the aged wood. Upon the workbench rests a collection of small, lidded ceramic jars, each one carefully stoppered and labeled in your own precise hand, containing your precious, finely ground pigments. Beside them, awaiting your meticulous arrangement, is a set of empty, shallow ceramic bowls, each crafted from a fine, unglazed terracotta, their surfaces smooth and cool to the touch. You reach for one of these bowls, feeling its delicate, balanced weight in your palm, the subtle texture of the fired clay, a grounding sensation against your skin. With a slow, deliberate motion, you carefully unstopper a jar of rich vermilion pigment, its lid releasing with a soft, dry pop, a whisper of incredibly fine, dry powder, a vibrant, deep red, rises momentarily into the still air, carrying a subtle mineral tang that gently tickles your nostrils. Its intense color, the shade of dried blood or crushed berries, seems to absorb the ambient light, holding it captive within its pulverized form. You carefully tap the jar, releasing a small, precise mound of the vermilion into the center of the terracotta bowl. The dry, delicate pigment settles softly, a whisper of sound against the unglazed ceramic, forming a small, vivid red hillock that seems to pulsate with a quiet intensity in the muted evening light. You repeat this measured process with another jar, this time selecting a pigment of deep, earthy umber. The lid releases with the same soft, dry pop, and a dark, rich brown powder drifts gently into a second terracotta bowl, settling with a hushed asterisk, SHHHK. Each pigment, carefully poured, forms its own distinct mound of color, a miniature landscape of vibrant earth tones. The air around you slowly begins to fill with the layered scents of these raw minerals, a grounding and natural perfume that deepens the sense of quiet anticipation. The cool, smooth ceramic of each bowl feels substantial in your hands, a testament to the simple, honest craftsmanship. You then begin the slow, deliberate act of arranging these filled bowls. You pick up the vermilion, feeling its gentle weight, and place it with quiet precision alongside the umber, ensuring each bowl is perfectly equidistant from its neighbor. The soft, dry scrape of ceramic against the smooth oak workbench is the only sound, a subtle, rhythmic asterisk, SHHHK asterisk, that punctuates the stillness. You continue this meticulous arrangement, adding a bowl of deep, luminous green malachite, then a pale, ethereal yellow ochre, and finally, a rich, dark charcoal black. Each movement is unhurried, each placement precise, creating a harmonious semicircle of colors before you, each pigment a silent promise of future creations. The subtle mineral scents of the finely ground pigments, carefully arranged in their ceramic bowls, now mingle with the warm, sweet aroma of burning beeswax from the candelabrum. The evening light has deepened to a profound stillness in your atelier. the rich hues of the pigments glowing softly in the muted glow. You have completed the meticulous task of preparation, and a quiet sense of satisfaction settles over you. The distant, rhythmic tolling of the Milanese bells, a softened, muted presence, continues its unhurried cadence, a gentle backdrop to the quiet of your private working space. You turn from the workbench, leaving the tranquil semicircle of colors to rest, their silent promise of future creations awaiting a new dawn. Your bare feet glide effortlessly across the cool, smooth expanse of the marble floor, each step a soft whisper against the ancient stone. Your path leads you towards a small, intimate seating area, nestled beside a tall, arched window that now frames the deep, velvety indigo of the night sky. As you approach, the air, cool and serene, carries a faint, clean scent of old wood and the subtle, sweet perfume of night-blooming jasmine from the courtyard garden below. A quiet, almost imperceptible rustle of heavy fabric signals the presence of an attendant, moving with practiced grace from the service door near the far wall. Without a sound, a delicate ceramic cup, filled with warm, spiced herbal tea, is placed gently on a small, round side table crafted from dark, polished cherry wood. A faint, earthy steam rises from the liquid, carrying a subtle, soothing aroma of dried chamomile, a hint of sweet anise, and a touch of warm cinnamon. You offer a small, almost imperceptible nod of acknowledgement, which is met with a brief, respectful bow, before the attendant glides back out, leaving you once again in the profound, tranquil solitude of your atelier. You settle into a deep, comfortable armchair, its frame of carved walnut, supporting a generous cushion upholstered in rich, dark velvet. The fabric yields gently beneath your weight, embracing you in a soft, luxurious cocoon. With a slow, deliberate motion, you reach for the ceramic cup, its smooth, unglazed surface feeling immediately warm against your fingertips. The warmth begins to radiate, slowly, steadily, outwards from the cup, spreading through your hands, a comforting, deeply grounding sensation that penetrates to the very core of your palms. The delicate weight of the cup, perfectly balanced, feels substantial yet light, a quiet presence in your hands. You bring the cup slowly to your lips, allowing the rising steam to gently warm your face, carrying with it the complex, soothing aromas of the spiced herbal tea. The scent is rich and inviting, a blend of earthy chamomile, subtle sweetness from the anise, and the gentle, comforting spice of cinnamon. You take a small, unhurried sip, feeling the warm liquid slide smoothly over your tongue, a delicate warmth spreading through your mouth. The taste is subtle, yet profound, a harmonious blend of natural flavors that soothes the senses and calms the mind, leaving a gentle, lingering sweetness on your palate. You pause, holding the cup cradled in both hands, allowing the warmth to continue its slow, comforting permeation. The soft golden flicker of the beeswax candles from the drafting table casts dancing shadows across the room, creating a serene, intimate atmosphere. The distant Milanese bells, now almost a memory, offer their final, muted whispers as the quiet of the atelier deepens around you. You simply rest, savoring the cup of spiced herbal tea, its warmth radiating through your hands, a profound and effortless calm settling deep within you, inviting a peaceful, unhurried ease. The last delicate warmth of the spiced herbal tea, which had radiated so soothingly through your hands, now gently fades as you set the empty ceramic cup back onto the polished cherrywood table. The profound quiet of your atelier deepens further, broken only by the soft, steady flicker of the beeswax candles. their golden light casting long, dancing shadows across the room. The subtle, comforting scent of burning beeswax and old oak continues to fill the air, creating a serene, intimate atmosphere. The distant, rhythmic tolling of the Milanese bells has now softened to an almost imperceptible whisper, a final, fading echo of the day. You rise slowly from the deep, comfortable armchair, feeling the plush, velvet cushion yield, then gently spring back into its luxurious form. Your bare feet find the familiar, cool smoothness of the marble floor, a grounding sensation that connects you to the ancient foundations of your palazzo. You move with an unhurried grace, your path leading you back toward your grand oak drafting table, where the architectural plans and the newly prepared pigments await the quiet of the night. As you approach, the air, cool and serene, carries a faint, clean scent of wood, deepening the sense of peaceful antiquity. Upon the vast, dark surface of the oak drafting table, your eyes settle on the drawing board, a substantial slab of finely polished walnut, perfectly smooth and cool to the touch. This is not merely a surface, but a dedicated space, meticulously cared for, awaiting the delicate touch of charcoal or silver point. The soft golden light of the beeswax candles, now positioned strategically, illuminates its surface with a warm, unwavering glow, highlighting the rich, deep tones of the aged wood. The subtle, complex scent of old wood and beeswax, always present in this space, is particularly strong here, a comforting, familiar perfume that envelops you. With a slow, deliberate hand, you reach out and place your palm flat upon the drawing board. The wood feels incredibly smooth, almost silken, its surface cool and unyielding beneath your touch, a testament to its meticulous polishing and generations of care. You allow your fingers to slowly, gently, trace the intricate, undulating patterns of the walnut grain, feeling the almost imperceptible rise and fall of its natural artistry. Each subtle movement is unhurried, a quiet exploration of the material's inherent beauty and strength, a calming ritual of connection. The coolness of the wood, combined with its smooth texture, creates a deeply grounding sensation that seems to draw any lingering tension from your fingertips. You close your eyes for a moment, simply absorbing the tactile sensation, the cool, polished wood beneath your palm. The faint flicker of the candlelight, though unseen, creates a subtle, almost hypnotic dance of light and shadow behind your eyelids. The profound quiet of the atelier deepens further, allowing your senses to fully immerse themselves in the moment. The subtle, earthy aroma of the wood, mingled with the sweet beeswax, fills your breath, a natural, grounding perfume that invites a deep sense of peace. You then lift your hands slowly, allowing the cool, smooth feel of the polished wood to linger on your fingertips for a moment, a subtle memory of its texture. You make a final, slow sweep of your gaze across the prepared drawing board, ensuring its pristine surface is entirely clear, ready for the quiet work of rest. The smooth, cool feel of the polished wood, bathed in the soft, golden light of the beeswax candles, radiates a profound sense of calm and order. The distant Milanese bells have now fallen silent, leaving only the gentle, steady flicker of the flames and the deep, rich sense of the atelier to lull you into an effortless, unhurried preparation for sleep. The smooth, cool feel of the polished walnut drawing board, which had settled beneath your hands as you prepared for rest, now begins to fade into the deeper quiet of the evening. The soft, golden flicker of the beeswax candles continues its gentle dance, but its light now struggles against the encroaching darkness, casting long, shifting patterns that grow with each passing moment. The subtle, comforting scent of burning beeswax and old oak still fills the air, but it is slowly becoming interwoven with the cooler, fresher breath of the outside world, a quiet invitation to stillness. The distant, rhythmic tolling of the Milanese bells has now fallen entirely silent, leaving only the profound quiet of your atelier. You rise slowly from your leather-cushioned chair, feeling the plush velvet yield, then gently spring back into its luxurious form, leaving the profound tranquility of the room undisturbed. Your bare feet find the familiar, cool smoothness of the marble floor, each step a soft whisper against the ancient stone as you begin to move away from the drafting table. The vast expanse of the atelier, once vibrant with the clear light of day, now deepens into a realm of muted tones and softened edges. The air, noticeably cooler, carries a faint, clean scent of stone and the subtle, earthy aroma of the old palazzo, a natural perfume that deepens with the fading light. Your gaze drifts, unhurried and calm, across the sweeping expanse of your workshop floor, observing the slow, inevitable creep of the deepening twilight. The last vestiges of the day's light, a pale, silvery gray, filter weakly through the high, arched casement windows, creating long, ethereal streaks across the polished marble. These streaks of fading light illuminate tiny, almost invisible imperfections in the stone, revealing subtle veins and ancient fissures that speak of centuries of quiet endurance. The rich, dark tones of the marble, usually vibrant in the morning sun, now absorb the dimming light, becoming a deeper, more profound canvas of gray and muted cream. As the light continues its slow retreat, the familiar objects within your workshop begin to transform. The sturdy walnut chest at the foot of your bed, once clearly defined, now softens at its edges, its intricate carvings melting into indistinct patterns of shadow. The tall, elegant cypress trees visible through the open casement, which swayed so gracefully in the afternoon breeze, are now merely dark, silent silhouettes against the deepening indigo of the sky, their forms losing their individual detail to the uniform cloak of dusk. The distant hum of the city, which had been a gentle murmur earlier, has now quieted to an almost imperceptible breath, a soft, hushed presence that deepens the sense of profound peace. The shadows themselves become a tangible presence, stretching and lengthening with a quiet, deliberate grace across the workshop floor. They begin to consume the lighter areas, slowly creeping up the walls, transforming the familiar contours of your drafting table and the workbench into enigmatic, sculptural forms. A long, undulating shadow, cast by a standing easel, now stretches across the marble, reaching towards the center of the room with a silent, languid embrace. The flickering candlelight from the candelabrum on your table, though still present, now only serves to accentuate these shifting shadows, causing them to dance and breathe with a gentle, hypnotic rhythm, deepening the sense of profound stillness. You pause in the center of the room, allowing yourself to be fully enveloped by this quiet transformation. The cool, smooth marble beneath your bare feet feels solid and grounding, a constant anchor amidst the changing light. The air, now carrying the faint, sweet perfume of night-blooming jasmine from the courtyard garden, mingled with the lingering beeswax and old wood, creates a rich, tranquil aroma that settles around you. The deepening twilight, which had cast long, serene shadows across your workshop floor, now yields to the soft, golden glow of the beeswax candles, their steady light pushing back the encroaching darkness. The familiar scent of old wood and beeswax, mingled with the faint, sweet perfume of night-blooming jasmine, fills the air of your atelier, creating a profound sense of quiet intimacy. You stand at your grand oak drafting table, the cool, smooth marble floor, a grounding presence beneath your bare feet, allowing the day's gentle progression towards night to settle around you. The distant, rhythmic tolling of the Milanese bells has now fallen entirely silent, leaving only the soft, steady flicker of the flames. Your gaze drifts, unhurried and calm, across the polished walnut drawing board, its smooth surface now clear and ready. The architectural plans, which had occupied your thoughts earlier, are now neatly rolled and tucked into their designated slots, their precise lines resting peacefully. The collection of finely ground natural pigments, arranged in their ceramic bowls, remains undisturbed on the workbench, their vibrant hues softened by the mellow candlelight, awaiting the morrow. This is a moment of quiet transition, a preparation not for active work, but for the serene embrace of rest. With a slow, deliberate hand, you reach for a stack of fresh vellum sheets, carefully stored in a shallow cedar-lined drawer beneath your drafting table. The cedar wood, dry and aromatically resinous, releases a faint, clean scent as the drawer glides open with a soft, smooth whisper. You select a single sheet, its edges perfectly crisp, its surface a pristine, creamy white. As you lift it, the vellum feels cool and subtly firm beneath your fingertips, a testament to its meticulous preparation and untouched quality. A delicate, earthy aroma of cured hide, fresh and clean, rises from its surface, mingling gently with the beeswax and old oak. You lay the fresh sheet of vellum carefully onto the polished walnut drawing board, ensuring it lies perfectly flat and centered. The vellum, though naturally stiff, yields slightly as it settles onto the smooth wood, creating a faint, almost inaudible *SHHHK* sound, a delicate whisper of material against material. The soft, golden light of the beeswax candles illuminates its surface with an unwavering glow, revealing the subtle, almost imperceptible texture of the vellum, a fine, velvety quality that seems to absorb the light, holding it gently within its fibers. You observe the faint, natural variations in its surface, tiny, almost invisible irregularities that speak of its organic origin. With a slow, unhurried motion, you begin to gently smooth the surface of the vellum with the palm of your hand. Your hand moves with a deliberate, even pressure, gliding effortlessly across the cool, firm surface. The friction creates a soft, continuous whisper, a delicate muel sound that is both precise and deeply soothing. Each slow, repetitive stroke ensures that the vellum lies perfectly flat and taut, removing any lingering memory of its rolled form. The subtle, dry scent of the vellum deepens slightly with your touch, a grounding, natural perfume that fills the immediate air around you. You continue this gentle smoothing, feeling the vellum become even more receptive, its pristine surface waiting patiently for the delicate touch of ink. The soft, continuous whisper of your hand against the vellum creates a hypnotic rhythm, a quiet preparation for the stillness of the night. The candlelight flickers with a steady, peaceful glow, and the air, imbued with a rich sense of old wood, beeswax, and fresh vellum, settles around you, deepening the sense of profound calm. You pause, your hand resting gently on the smooth, cool surface of the vellum, its pristine expanse now perfectly prepared, waiting for ink or for the quiet, unburdened thoughts of rest. The soft, continuous whisper of your hand against the fresh vellum, which had filled your atelier with its delicate, soothing rhythm, now gently ceases as you finally lift your hand from the drawing board. The pristine surface of the vellum lies perfectly smooth and taut, awaiting the ink of a new day, bathed in the tranquil, unwavering glow of the beeswax candles. The profound quiet of your atelier deepens further, a rich, enveloping stillness, broken only by the gentle, steady flicker of the flames. The familiar scents of old wood, beeswax, and fresh vellum create a serene, intimate atmosphere, a peaceful embrace that settles around you. You stand for a long moment, allowing the deep sense of calm to fully permeate your being, feeling the cool, smooth marble floor, a grounding presence beneath your bare feet. The day's gentle progression towards night has now reached a point of profound rest, and a different kind of quiet begins to assert itself. It is a subtle shift, a barely perceptible change in the ambient silence, a faint suggestion of movement beyond the immediate confines of your personal working space. You turn slowly, deliberately, away from the drafting table, your gaze drawn towards the heavy, carved oak door that leads from your atelier into the inner corridors of the palazzo. As you move with an unhurried grace across the cool, polished marble, each step a soft whisper against the ancient stone, a new sound begins to emerge from the deep, quiet recesses of the palazzo. It is the soft echo of footsteps, distant at first, a faint, rhythmic thump, 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 that seems to travel along the long, empty corridors, muffled by thick walls and heavy tapestries. The sound is not intrusive, but rather a gentle, rhythmic presence, a quiet punctuation in the profound stillness of the night. It suggests the final, unhurried movements of a solitary attendant, completing their duties before the palazzo settles entirely into its nightly slumber. You reach the heavy oak door. Its dark, polished surface, cool and smooth beneath your outstretched hand. The wood, aged and substantial, feels solid and reassuring, a silent guardian between your private world and the broader, echoing spaces of the palazzo. You push the door open with a slow, deliberate motion, feeling the gentle resistance of its perfectly balanced weight, the soft, almost imperceptible creak of its ancient hinges, a hushed whisper in the quiet air. The opening reveals a dimly lit corridor, stretching into the soft, deep shadows, lit only by the faint, diffused glow of distant, carefully placed oil lamps. Stepping into the corridor, you notice the immediate change in the air. It is cooler here, a fresh, almost crisp breath that carries a subtle, earthy scent of ancient stone and the faintest hint of dried herbs from unseen wall hangings. The terracotta tiles of the corridor floor feel cool and smooth beneath your bare feet, a familiar sensation as you begin to walk, your own footsteps adding a soft, measured rhythm to the quiet. The distant echo of the other footsteps, which had been a faint presence, now becomes slightly clearer. A subtle shuffle, shuffle, shuffle that seems to recede slowly ahead of you, moving further down the long, shadowed expanse of the corridor. You walk with an unhurried, measured pace, allowing your eyes to adjust to the deeper twilight of the corridor. The walls, adorned with dark, heavy tapestries depicting muted hunting scenes and allegorical figures, absorb the remaining light, creating a profound sense of enclosure and quiet. The dim, flickering glow from the distant oil lamps casts long, dancing shadows that stretch and sway with an almost hypnotic rhythm, transforming the familiar forms of the tapestries into enigmatic, shifting shapes. Each movement of a shadow is slow, languid, adding to the sense of deep, unhurried calm. The soft echo of footsteps in the distant palazzo corridors, which had gently faded into silence, now leaves behind an unbroken, profound stillness. The air, cool and serene, carries the subtle, earthy scent of ancient stone, mingled with the faint, sweet perfume of night-blooming jasmine from the courtyard garden. You stand in the dimly lit corridor, the terracotta tiles cool and smooth beneath your bare feet, allowing the deep quiet of the palazzo to fully envelop you. The beeswax candles in your atelier now cast their golden light only into the immediate space, a warm, inviting beacon in the deepening night. You turn slowly, deliberately from the long corridor, your gaze drawn towards a smaller, more intimate space adjacent to your atelier, a private alcove designed for quiet contemplation. The heavy oak door that separates it from the corridor is slightly ajar, revealing a glimpse of soft, diffused light within. You push the door open gently, feeling the familiar, smooth weight of the wood, the soft, almost imperceptible creak of its ancient hinges, a hushed whisper in the quiet air. The opening reveals a chamber bathed in a warm, gentle glow, a stark contrast to the deeper shadows of the corridor. Stepping into the private alcove, you immediately notice the profound change in atmosphere. The air here is warmer, more enclosed, infused with a rich, complex aroma of aged wool, subtle spices, and the lingering scent of cedar from stored textiles. The floor beneath your bare feet is no longer cool terracotta, but a thick, hand-woven rug, its deep, yielding pile offering an immediate, comforting warmth. The walls of the alcove are almost entirely covered by a single, magnificent tapestry, its vibrant colors now softened and deepened by the ambient light, creating a sense of luxurious enclosure. Your gaze is drawn immediately to the tapestry, a masterpiece of woven artistry that covers the entire far wall. It depicts a serene pastoral scene, perhaps a quiet forest glade or a tranquil riverbank, its intricate details now softened by the dim, warm light. You move closer, your steps almost entirely silent on the thick rug, allowing your eyes to absorb the rich, muted hues of the woven threads. Deep greens, earthy browns, and soft, faded blues intermingle, creating a harmonious blend of color that seems to breathe with a quiet life. The intricate patterns of the woven tapestry, each tiny stitch a testament to countless hours of meticulous craftsmanship, become more apparent as you draw near. You reach out a hand, your fingertips hovering for a long moment above the tapestry's surface, anticipating its unique texture. Then, with a gentle, deliberate touch, your fingers make contact with the thick, coarse wool. It feels surprisingly rough, yet soft, a dense, yielding pile that absorbs the light and sound around it. You trace the raised contours of a woven tree trunk, feeling the subtle variations in thread thickness, the delicate interplay of light and shadow created by the different weaves. A faint dry scent of aged wool, earthy and subtly sweet, rises from the fabric, mingling with the cedar and spices to create a rich, grounding aroma that envelops you. As you continue to observe the intricate patterns, the details of the tapestry slowly begin to reveal themselves with a quiet elegance. The small, carefully rendered leaves of a distant tree, each one a tiny, precise stitch, blend seamlessly into the larger forms. The subtle variations in the wool's texture create an illusion of depth, making the woven landscape seem to recede into a soft, inviting distance. The dim, warm light emanating from a hidden, softly glowing oil lamp casts long, dancing shadows from the raised fibers of the tapestry, causing the woven scene to subtly shift and breathe with an almost hypnotic rhythm. The profound quiet of the alcove deepens further, allowing your senses to fully immerse themselves in the moment. The profound stillness of your private alcove, where the intricate patterns of the woven tapestry held your gaze, now gently yields to the deeper quiet of the late evening. The warm, diffused light from the oil lamp, which had brought the tapestry's muted hues to life, continues to cast a soft, steady glow, but its light now feels more intimate, more contained. The rich, complex aroma of aged wool and subtle spices, mingled with the lingering scent of cedar, still perfumes the air, creating a serene, enveloping atmosphere. You step away from the tapestry, your bare feet sinking into the thick, hand-woven rug with a soft, almost inaudible sigh. You move with an unhurried grace across the deeply piled rug, your path leading you towards a secluded corner of the alcove, a personal sanctuary designed for quiet contemplation and reading. As you approach, a subtle, dry scent of old leather and the faintest wisp of lamp oil begin to assert themselves, mingling gently with the existing aromas, creating a rich, layered fragrance that is uniquely comforting. The air, still and warm, seems to hold the very essence of long-held stories and profound thoughts. Your gaze settles upon a magnificent reading chair, its frame crafted from deep, dark walnut, intricately carved with flowing, organic motifs. The chair is generously proportioned, its back high and gracefully curved, designed to cradle the body in luxurious comfort. It is upholstered in a rich, dark green leather, its surface worn smooth and supple by countless hours of quiet repose. You approach it slowly, feeling the comforting weight of the thick rug beneath your feet, each step a deliberate, unhurried motion. With a soft, almost imperceptible sigh of contentment, you settle into the deep embrace of the reading chair. The aged leather, cool and firm at first, yields slowly and luxuriously beneath your weight, molding itself to the contours of your body with a soft, hushed creak of springs and wood. The sensation is one of immediate, profound comfort, a feeling of being gently enveloped and perfectly supported. The leather, smooth and supple against your skin, absorbs the ambient warmth of the room, gradually becoming a part of you. You feel its fine, almost imperceptible grain, the subtle variations in its texture, a testament to its quality and age. As you settle deeper, the subtle aroma of lamp oil, faint but distinct, begins to mingle more prominently with the rich, earthy scent of the aged leather. It is a clean, slightly resinous perfume, a quiet reminder of the gentle illumination that accompanies your evening rituals. This scent, deep and grounding, seems to rise from the very fibers of the chair, creating an intimate, enveloping cloud of fragrance around you. The oil lamp itself, a small, elegant bronze piece, sits on a nearby side table, its single flame casting a soft, unwavering pool of golden light, illuminating the immediate space with a gentle, steady glow. You allow your arms to rest comfortably on the broad, polished walnut armrests, feeling the cool, smooth wood beneath your palms. Your fingers idly trace the intricate carvings along the edge of the wood, feeling the subtle rise and fall of the sculpted patterns. The profound stillness of the alcove deepens around you, broken only by the faint, almost imperceptible hiss of the lamp's wick and the soft, rhythmic sound of your own quiet breathing. You simply rest, savoring the subtle aroma of lamp oil mingled with aged leather from your comfortable reading chair, allowing its profound comfort and the serene quiet to draw you into a deeper, more effortless state of relaxation. The soft, steady glow of the oil lamp provides a gentle, unwavering light, inviting a deep and peaceful sleep. The subtle aroma of lamp oil mingled with aged leather, which had enveloped you in the profound comfort of your reading chair, now gently recedes as you slowly rise, feeling the plush velvet cushion yield, then softly return to its form. The still, warm air of the private alcove, rich with the lingering scent of aged wool and subtle spices, remains undisturbed as you move with an unhurried grace. Your bare feet find the thick, hand-woven rug, its deep, yielding pile offering a final, comforting warmth before you step back onto the cool, smooth terracotta tiles of the corridor. The soft, unwavering glow of the oil lamp, which had illuminated your quiet repose, now casts long, peaceful shadows behind you as you leave the intimate space. You walk with a measured, deliberate pace along the dimly lit corridor, your footsteps a soft, almost inaudible whisper against the ancient tiles. The faint, earthy scent of ancient stone, mingled with the subtle hint of dried herbs from unseen wall hangings, fills the cool, serene air. Your path leads you back towards the heavier, carved oak door of your atelier, its dark, polished surface now a deeper silhouette in the muted light. As you approach, the familiar aroma of old wood and beeswax begins to gently reassert itself, a comforting presence that signals your return to your primary working space. Pushing the heavy oak door open with a slow, deliberate motion, you feel the gentle resistance of its perfectly balanced weight, the soft, almost imperceptible creak of its ancient hinges, a hushed whisper in the quiet air. The atelier, bathed in the soft, golden glow of the beeswax candles from your drafting table, welcomes you back with its profound stillness. You move across the cool, smooth expanse of the marble floor, each step a soft whisper against the ancient stone, guiding you towards a small, dedicated cleaning station near the workbench. The air here, infused with the rich, familiar scents of old wood, beeswax, and the faint, clean tang of mineral pigments, feels deeply grounding. Upon the cleaning station, a shallow basin of clear, cool water rests on a small, polished stone slab, its surface reflecting the candlelight with a soft, shimmering gleam. Beside it, a square of fine, unbleached linen cloth, soft and absorbent, lies neatly folded. You reach for a small wooden rack, crafted from smooth, dark cherry, where your finest brushes are meticulously arranged, their handles gleaming softly in the ambient light. You select one, a slender brush with a long, elegant handle of polished ebony, its balance perfect in your hand. The wood feels cool and smooth, almost silken, a testament to its careful craftsmanship and constant use. With a slow, unhurried motion, you gently dip the bristles of the brush into the clear, cool water. The fine, natural hairs, perhaps sable or badger, absorb the water with a soft, almost imperceptible asterisk, SHHHK asterisk sound, a delicate whisper of saturation. As the water begins to work its way through the bristles, you gently swirl the brush, feeling the subtle resistance of the wet hairs against the ceramic basin. A faint, almost invisible cloud of residual pigment, a ghostly whisper of deep blue or earthy red from the day's work, begins to diffuse into the water, spreading in delicate, ethereal tendrils. The water itself, initially pristine, slowly takes on a pale, translucent tint, a quiet testament to the cleansing process. You continue to gently swirl the brush, feeling the soft, yielding texture of the wet bristles against your fingertips. Each subtle movement, each slow rotation, helps to release any remaining traces of color, ensuring the brush is perfectly clean. The water, now faintly colored, moves with a gentle hypnotic current around the brush head, creating a delicate, almost inaudible, swish, swish, swish sound that is deeply soothing. The clean, soft touch of the newly smoothed vellum, its pristine surface now awaiting ink, gently fades as you slowly withdraw your hand from the drawing board. The profound quiet of your atelier deepens further, broken only by the soft, steady flicker of the beeswax candles, their golden light casting long, tranquil shadows. The familiar scents of old wood, beeswax, and fresh vellum create a serene, intimate atmosphere, a peaceful embrace that settles around you. You stand for a long moment, feeling the cool, smooth marble floor, a grounding presence beneath your bare feet, allowing the day's gentle progression towards deep night to fully permeate your being. You move with an unhurried grace, your path leading you away from the drafting table and towards the open casement window that looks out onto your secluded courtyard garden. Each step across the cool, polished marble is a soft whisper against the ancient stone, a subtle sound that blends seamlessly into the profound quiet of the atelier. As you approach the window, the air, noticeably cooler, carries a fresh, clean scent of damp earth and verdant leaves, a subtle invitation to the quiet beauty of the night outside. Reaching the open casement, you lean gently against the cool, smooth stone of the window frame, feeling its solid, unyielding presence beneath your forearms. The night sky overhead is a deep velvety indigo, almost black, yet subtly illuminated by the soft, diffused glow of the moon. A few scattered stars, like tiny, distant diamonds, prick through the darkness, their light a serene, unwavering presence. The air is still, yet alive, with the subtle, natural sounds of the garden, a profound contrast to the deep quiet within the palazzo walls. Your gaze descends into the tranquil depths of your secluded courtyard garden, now bathed in the soft, ethereal light of the moon. The familiar forms of the cypress trees, which swayed so gracefully in the afternoon breeze, are now dark, silent silhouettes, their elegant shapes softened by the lunar glow. The jasmine vine, which clung so delicately to the ancient stone wall, now appears as a ghostly cascade of silver-white blossoms, their sweet perfume, more potent in the cool night air, drifting gently upwards to meet you. And then you hear it, the gentle, continuous rustle of leaves. It is not the strong, assertive sound of a daytime breeze, but a soft, almost hushed whisper, a delicate she that seems to rise and fall with an almost imperceptible rhythm. This subtle rustle, a symphony of movement from the myriad leaves of the garden's various plants, the broad, dark foliage of the fig tree, the slender blades of grass, the delicate petals of hidden roses, creates a profoundly soothing presence, a natural lullaby of the night. It is the sound of the garden breathing, a quiet, continuous conversation with the unseen currents of the air. You close your eyes for a moment, allowing the gentle rustle of leaves to wash over you, feeling its subtle rhythm resonate deep within. The cool, fresh air, carrying the rich, sweet perfume of jasmine and damp earth, brushes lightly against your face, a delicate caress that grounds you further in this tranquil moment. The moonlight, though unseen, seems to bathe your skin with its soft, ethereal glow, creating a sense of profound peace. You simply rest, absorbing the gentle rustle of leaves in your secluded courtyard garden under the moon's glow, allowing their quiet, continuous presence to draw you into a deeper, more effortless state of relaxation. The soft, steady flicker of the beeswax candles, now distant, is the only other movement, inviting a deep and peaceful sleep. The gentle rustle of leaves in your secluded courtyard garden, a soft, continuous whisper under the moon's glow, now seems to settle into a deeper, more profound stillness. The cool, fresh air, carrying the rich, sweet perfume of jasmine and damp earth, continues to brush lightly against your face as you stand at the open casement window. The soft, ethereal light of the moon, which bathes the garden in silver, now feels more enveloping, more serene. The familiar sense of old wood and beeswax from within your atelier, mingled with the garden's nocturnal aromas, create a peaceful, intimate atmosphere, a quiet embrace that settles around you. You remain leaning gently against the cool, smooth stone of the window frame, your bare feet a grounding presence on the polished marble floor. The deep, velvety indigo of the night sky overhead, dotted with distant, serene stars, extends its vast, tranquil expanse. The profound quiet of the palazzo deepens further, a rich, enveloping silence, broken only by the faint, almost imperceptible sigh of the night breeze moving through the cypress trees in the courtyard below, a sound that is more felt than heard. With a slow, unhurried motion, you allow your hand to drift from the window frame, settling it gently onto the broad, flat surface of the window ledge. The stone feels immediately cool and smooth beneath your resting palm, a tangible anchor in the stillness of the night. It is a sensation of ancient, enduring solidity, a quiet testament to the enduring strength of the palazzo's foundations. Your fingers naturally splay slightly, conforming to the subtle, almost imperceptible undulations of the weathered stone, tracing the faint, almost invisible lines that speak of centuries of quiet exposure to sun and rain. You feel the inherent coolness of the stone, a refreshing contrast to the ambient warmth of your skin, a subtle shock that quickly settles into a comforting presence. The surface, though smooth, holds a fine, almost imperceptible granularity, a subtle texture that speaks of its natural origin and the patient work of artisans long past. You gently press your palm down, feeling the unyielding support of the stone, its firm presence a steadying force in the quiet of the night. The moonlight, filtering indirectly into the atelier, catches the polished surface of the ledge, revealing a faint, silvery sheen that seems to glow from within the stone itself. Your gaze follows the path of your resting hand, observing the subtle play of light and shadow across the window ledge. The dim, soft light from the beeswax candles, now a distant, warm glow from your drafting table, barely reaches this far, allowing the moon's ethereal light to dominate. Small, almost invisible dust motes caught in the faint light might dance lazily across the stone surface, creating a miniature silent ballet of light and particulate matter. The air itself, cool and pure, carries the delicate sweet perfume of jasmine, more potent now in the deep quiet of the night, mingling with the clean, mineral scent of the ancient stone. You close your eyes for a moment, allowing the cool, smooth feel of the window ledge beneath your resting hand to completely ground you. The profound quiet of the night deepens further, a rich, enveloping silence that seems to absorb all sound. You simply rest, your hand an extension of the ancient stone, feeling its cool, unwavering presence, allowing its profound solidity to draw you into a deeper, more effortless state of relaxation. The soft, steady flicker of the beeswax candles, now a distant, warm memory, is the only other movement, inviting a deep and peaceful sleep as the quiet, continuous presence of the moonlit garden settles around you. The cool, smooth stone of the window ledge, which had grounded your resting hand, now gently recedes as you slowly withdraw your touch. The subtle, sweet perfume of jasmine from the courtyard garden, mingled with the clean, mineral scent of ancient stone, still lingers in the cool night air. You turn slowly from the open casement, leaving the moonlit garden to its quiet repose, its gentle rustle of leaves, a fading whisper. The soft golden light of the beeswax candles, still burning steadily in your atelier, now welcomes you back with its familiar, comforting glow, pushing back the deeper shadows of the late night. You move with an unhurried grace across the cool, polished marble floor, each step a soft whisper against the ancient stone. The profound quiet of your atelier deepens further, a rich, enveloping stillness, broken only by the gentle, steady flicker of the flames. The familiar sense of old wood and beeswax, always present in this space, now completely envelop you, creating a serene, intimate atmosphere, a peaceful embrace that settles around you. You walk towards the center of the vast room, allowing your gaze to drift upwards, towards the source of a different kind of illumination. Your eyes are drawn to the high, arched windows that punctuate the upper walls of your workshop, their grand, elegant forms now softened by the deep night. These are not the casement windows that open to the garden, but fixed, majestic arches designed to capture and diffuse the light from the sky above. In this late hour, the sky outside is a profound, inky black, yet through these high windows, a soft, ethereal glow persists. It is the subtle, diffused light filtering through your workshop's high, arched windows, a faint, almost otherworldly luminescence that seems to hover just beneath the vaulted ceiling. This light is not direct, nor does it cast sharp shadows. Instead, it is a soft, ambient glow, a pale, pearlescent shimmer that gently softens the dark corners of the upper walls and the intricate details of the carved wooden beams. It suggests the distant presence of the moon, perhaps, or the faintest hint of starlight, diffused and scattered by the ancient glass or a thin veil of high cloud. The light feels cool and serene, a quiet contrast to the warm golden flicker of the beeswax candles below, yet entirely harmonious. It creates an atmosphere of profound depth and expansive calm, drawing the eye upwards, inviting a sense of quiet contemplation. You pause in the center of the room, allowing your neck to gently tilt back, your gaze fixed upon the high arches. The subtle texture of the ancient, hand-blown glass within the windows, though unseen from this distance, seems to imbue the light with a unique, almost liquid quality, making it appear to ripple and breathe with an imperceptible slowness. Small, almost invisible dust motes, caught in these higher, softer beams, might still dance lazily, but their movement is now even more languid, more dreamlike, a silent, ethereal ballet in the profound quiet of the late night. The air, cool and fresh, carries only the deep, grounding scent of old wood and beeswax, a natural perfume that deepens with the stillness. The soft, diffused light, filtering through your workshop's high arched windows, now seems to fill the upper reaches of the atelier with a gentle, unwavering luminescence. It creates a tranquil canopy of light, a serene dome above you, lending an expansive yet comforting sense of peace to the vast space. You simply breathe, allowing your gaze to rest on this ethereal glow, feeling its subtle presence settle around you, drawing you into a deeper, more effortless state of relaxation. The soft, steady flicker of the beeswax candles below is the only other movement, a gentle invitation to deep and peaceful sleep, as the profound quiet of the atelier embraces you completely. The soft, diffused light filtering through your workshop's high arched windows, a pale, pearlescent shimmer in the deep night, now seems to settle into an even profounder stillness. The familiar sense of old wood and beeswax, mingled with the faint, sweet perfume of night-blooming jasmine, create a peaceful, intimate atmosphere, a quiet embrace that settles around you. You stand in the center of your atelier, the cool, smooth marble floor, a grounding presence beneath your bare feet, allowing the deep quiet of the late night to fully permeate your being. The gentle, steady flicker of the beeswax candles from your drafting table is the only movement, a warm, inviting beacon. You move with an unhurried grace, your path leading you away from the center of the room and back towards your grand oak drafting table. Each step across the cool, polished marble is a soft whisper against the ancient stone, a subtle sound that blends seamlessly into the profound quiet of the atelier. As you approach the table, the air, cool and serene, carries a faint, clean scent of wood, deepening the sense of peaceful antiquity. The polished walnut drawing board, its surface pristine and smooth, awaits your final, meticulous preparations for the night. Upon the vast, dark surface of the oak drafting table, your eyes settle on a small, exquisitely crafted wooden case made from dark, lustrous cherry wood. This case, designed with a subtle elegance, is where you keep your collection of charcoal sticks and chalks, each piece a carefully chosen tool for capturing form and shadow. The soft golden light of the beeswax candles, now closer, illuminates its surface with an unwavering glow, highlighting the rich, deep tones of the polished wood. The subtle, complex scent of old wood and beeswax, always present in this space, is particularly strong here, a comforting, familiar perfume that envelops you. With a slow, deliberate hand, you reach for the small, intricately carved brass latch that secures the wooden case. The cool, smooth metal feels delicate yet firm beneath your fingertips. You lift the latch with a soft, almost imperceptible click, a precise sound that barely disturbs the profound stillness of the room. The hinged lid, perfectly balanced, opens with a whisper of silent grace, revealing an interior lined with deep, plush velvet, carefully molded to cradle each individual stick. Within, nestled in their dark velvet indentations, lie your various charcoal sticks and chalks, each one a unique shade, from deep, velvety black to soft, luminous white. You begin the slow, deliberate act of arranging these drawing tools, ensuring each piece is perfectly aligned within its velvet resting place. You pick up a slender stick of willow charcoal, feeling its incredibly light, almost weightless presence in your fingers. Its surface is surprisingly smooth, yet with a subtle, dry texture that hints at its soft, powdery nature. You gently place it into its designated slot, the soft, dry asterisk, SHHHK asterisk of the charcoal, settling into the velvet a delicate, hushed whisper. A faint, earthy scent of burnt wood, dry and clean, rises from the charcoal, mingling with the beeswax and cherry wood, a grounding aroma that evokes quiet evenings of sketching. Next, you select a thicker stick of compressed charcoal, its weight more substantial, its surface denser and cooler to the touch. This one produces a deeper, richer black, capable of creating profound shadows. You carefully align it, feeling its firm, unyielding presence as it settles into its own velvet indentation, with another soft, dry asterisk SHHHK. Then, your fingers find a piece of white chalk, its surface smooth and cool, almost powdery, a stark contrast to the dark charcoal. You place it with gentle precision, completing the arrangement, each stick a silent promise of future creations. The quiet click of the wooden case, now perfectly securing your various charcoal sticks and chalks, echoes softly in the profound stillness of your atelier. The soft golden flicker of the beeswax candles, their light now the sole illumination, casts long, tranquil shadows that dance gently across the polished marble floor and the dark, rich surfaces of your oak drafting table. The familiar scents of old wood and beeswax, mingled with the faint, dry aroma of charcoal, create a serene, intimate atmosphere, a peaceful embrace that settles around you. You stand, feeling the cool, smooth marble floor, a grounding presence beneath your bare feet, allowing the deep quiet of the late night to fully permeate your being. You move with an unhurried grace, your path leading you away from the drafting table and towards the heavy, carved oak door that separates your atelier from the inner corridors of the palazzo. Each step across the cool, polished marble is a soft whisper against the ancient stone, a subtle sound that blends seamlessly into the profound quiet of the atelier. As you approach the door, the air, cool and serene, carries a faint, clean scent of old wood, deepening the sense of peaceful antiquity. The stillness is so profound that you can almost feel the gentle hum of the palazzo settling into its deepest repose. With a slow, deliberate hand, you reach for the cool, smooth brass handle of the heavy oak door. The metal feels solid and precise beneath your fingertips, a familiar touch that signifies transition. You turn it gently, feeling the refined mechanism engage with a soft, almost imperceptible click, a whisper of sound that barely disturbs the profound stillness of the room. The heavy oak door, perfectly balanced on its ancient hinges, swings open with a slow, silent grace, revealing a dimly lit corridor that stretches into soft, deep shadows, lit only by the faint, diffused glow of distant, carefully placed oil lamps. Stepping into the corridor, you notice the immediate change in the air. It is cooler here, a fresh, almost crisp breath that carries a subtle, earthy scent of ancient stone and the faintest hint of dried herbs from unseen wall hangings. The terracotta tiles of the corridor floor feel cool and smooth beneath your bare feet, a familiar sensation as you begin to walk, your own footsteps adding a soft, measured rhythm to the quiet. The walls, adorned with dark, heavy tapestries, absorb the remaining light, creating a profound sense of enclosure and quiet. The dim, flickering glow from the distant oil lamps casts long, dancing shadows that stretch and sway with an almost hypnotic rhythm, transforming the familiar forms of the tapestries into enigmatic, shifting shapes. As you walk, your senses become attuned to the profound quiet that now envelops the palazzo. The soft, rhythmic sound of your own bare feet on the cool terracotta tiles is the only consistent sound, a gentle, grounding presence. And then, from somewhere far beyond the immediate confines of the palazzo, carried on the still, cool air of the late night, you hear it. The faint, melodious chime of a distant clock tower. It is a singular, clear note, a pure, resonant bong that seems to float effortlessly through the vast, silent expanse of the sleeping city. This lone chime, delicate yet distinct, marks the late hour, a gentle punctuation in the profound stillness of the night. It echoes softly, its melodious tone lingering for a long moment in the quiet air, then slowly, gracefully, fades into an even deeper silence. The sound is not abrupt, but rather a slow, ethereal dissolution, a quiet sigh into the vast, enveloping darkness. You pause, allowing the subtle vibrations of the chime to resonate within you, feeling its gentle presence as it slowly, beautifully dissipates. The cool, fresh air, carrying the faint scent of ancient stone, brushes lightly against your face, a delicate caress that deepens the sense of profound peace. The faint, melodious chime of a distant clock tower, a singular, clear note that marked the late hour, has now faded into a profound, unbroken silence. The soft, golden flicker of the beeswax candles, their light now the sole illumination, casts long, tranquil shadows that dance gently across the polished marble floor and the dark, rich surfaces of your oak drafting table. The familiar sense of old wood and beeswax, mingled with the faint, dry aroma of charcoal, create a serene, intimate atmosphere, a peaceful embrace that settles around you. You stand, feeling the cool, smooth marble floor, a grounding presence beneath your bare feet, allowing the deep quiet of the late night to fully permeate your being. You move with an unhurried grace, your path leading you back to your grand oak drafting table. Each step across the cool, polished marble is a soft whisper against the ancient stone, a subtle sound that blends seamlessly into the profound quiet of the atelier. As you approach the table, the air, cool and serene, carries a faint, clean scent of wood, deepening the sense of peaceful antiquity. The polished walnut drawing board, its surface pristine and smooth, holds the delicate, unfinished anatomical drawings, awaiting their gentle protection for the night. Upon the vast, dark surface of the oak drafting table, your eyes settle on the unfinished anatomical drawings, carefully positioned on the smooth walnut drawing board. These are not merely sketches, but intricate studies, rendered with delicate silver point lines and subtle chalk highlights, capturing the complex beauty of the human form. The soft golden light of the beeswax candles illuminates their surface with an unwavering glow, highlighting the fine details and the subtle textures of the vellum. The familiar scents of old wood and beeswax, always present in this space, are particularly strong here, a comforting, familiar perfume that envelops you. With a slow, deliberate hand, you reach for a fine linen cloth, carefully folded and resting on a small, lacquered wooden tray beside your candelabrum. The linen, unbleached and impeccably woven, feels incredibly soft and smooth beneath your fingertips, its lightness a delicate contrast to the weighty silence of the room. The faint, clean scent of laundered fabric, fresh and pure, rises from the cloth, mingling gently with the beeswax and old oak, creating a subtle, soothing aroma that fills the immediate air around you. You unfold the linen cloth with a slow, unhurried grace, allowing its fine, delicate fabric to unfurl with a soft, almost ethereal rustle. The sound is a gentle asterisk, S-H-H-H-K, S-H-H-H-K, a hushed whisper of fabric against itself, as the smooth, cool linen expands to its full, generous size. The candlelight dances across its surface, making the subtle weave of the fabric shimmer with a delicate, almost translucent quality, hinting at its exquisite craftsmanship. You hold it suspended for a moment, a soft white cloud in the warm golden light, before beginning the deliberate process of covering the precious drawings. With utmost care, you begin to lower the linen cloth over the unfinished anatomical drawings. Your hands move with a precise, almost reverent slowness, guiding the delicate fabric downwards. As the linen makes its first contact with the vellum, a soft, almost imperceptible whisper of fabric against paper is heard, a delicate brushing sound that is quickly absorbed by the stillness of the room. The cloth settles gently, smoothly, over the drawings, its fine fibers conforming softly to the subtle contours of the vellum beneath. The lightweight fabric drapes with an elegant fluidity, creating a soft, protective layer over the intricate lines and delicate shading. You smooth the linen with the flat of your palm, a slow, continuous motion that ensures the cloth lies perfectly flat and even, a delicate blanket of protection. The soft, gentle whisper of the fine linen cloth, which now delicately covers your unfinished anatomical drawings, settles into a profound stillness, a quiet promise of protection for the night. The golden flicker of the beeswax candles from your drafting table, their light now the sole illumination in your atelier, casts long, tranquil shadows that dance gently across the polished marble floor. The familiar sense of old wood and beeswax, mingled with the faint, dry aroma of charcoal, create a serene, intimate atmosphere, a peaceful embrace that settles around you. You stand, feeling the cool, smooth marble floor a grounding presence beneath your bare feet, allowing the deep quiet of the late night to fully permeate your being. You move with an unhurried grace, your path leading you away from the drafting table and through the quiet expanse of your atelier, towards the heavy carved oak door that opens into the inner corridors of the palazzo. Each step across the cool, polished marble is a soft whisper against the ancient stone, a subtle sound that blends seamlessly into the profound quiet of the atelier. As you approach the door, the air, cool and serene, carries a faint, clean scent of old wood, deepening the sense of peaceful antiquity. The silence is so profound that you can almost feel the gentle hum of the palazzo settling into its deepest repose. Pushing the heavy oak door open with a slow, deliberate motion, you feel the gentle resistance of its perfectly balanced weight, the soft, almost imperceptible creak of its ancient hinges, a hushed whisper in the quiet air. The opening reveals a dimly lit corridor, stretching into soft, deep shadows, lit only by the faint, diffused glow of distant, carefully placed oil lamps. The cool, smooth terracotta tiles of the corridor floor feel familiar beneath your bare feet as you step through. You walk with a measured, deliberate pace along the dimly lit corridor, your footsteps a soft, almost inaudible whisper against the ancient tiles. The faint, earthy scent of ancient stone, mingled with the subtle hint of dried herbs from unseen wall hangings, fills the cool, serene air. Your path leads you past the private alcove, where you had rested earlier, its heavy door now closed, and further towards the grand, central staircase of the palazzo. The walls, adorned with dark, heavy tapestries, absorb the remaining light, creating a profound sense of enclosure and quiet. The dim, flickering glow from the distant oil lamps casts long, dancing shadows that stretch and sway with an almost hypnotic rhythm, transforming the familiar forms of the tapestries into enigmatic, shifting shapes. At the foot of the grand staircase, a magnificent reading chair, the very one from your private alcove, has been carefully moved and positioned. Its frame of carved walnut gleams softly in the dim light, and its generous cushions, upholstered in rich, dark green leather, invite a deep, luxurious repose. Draped over the back of this comfortable reading chair, with an elegant, unhurried ease, is a thick, hand-woven wool blanket. Its deep, muted, charcoal gray color absorbs the ambient light, creating a soft, inviting shadow. You approach the chair slowly, your steps becoming even softer on the thick rug that now lies beneath it, strategically placed for warmth. As you draw near, a faint, earthy scent of pure, unbleached wool, dry and subtly sweet, rises from the blanket, mingling gently with the lingering aroma of aged leather from the chair. It is a deeply comforting and grounding perfume, a natural invitation to rest. You reach out a hand, your fingertips brushing lightly against the surface of the wool. It feels incredibly soft yet substantial, its dense, yielding pile offering an immediate, comforting warmth to your touch. The comforting warmth of the wool blanket draped luxuriously over your study chair now fully envelops you, its soft, dense fibers a gentle embrace as night deepens. The rich, earthy scent of pure wool, mingled with the familiar aroma of aged leather, creates a deeply grounding and serene atmosphere. You are settled deeply into the plush velvet cushion of the chair, feeling its luxurious support as the profound quiet of the palazzo settles around you. The distant, melodious chime of the clock tower has long faded into an unbroken silence, leaving only the gentle, rhythmic sound of your own quiet breathing. You close your eyes for a moment, allowing the deep sense of calm to fully permeate your being, feeling the subtle warmth of the wool against your skin. The air, cool and serene, carries the faint, clean scent of ancient stone, a subtle reminder of the enduring foundations of your home. You then slowly open your eyes, allowing your gaze to drift, without urgency, towards the tall, arched casement window that looks out onto your secluded courtyard garden. The deep, velvety indigo of the night sky overhead, dotted with distant, serene stars, extends its vast, tranquil expanse, now softened by the quiet of the late hour. You rise slowly from the deep embrace of the chair, feeling the plush velvet cushion yield, then softly return to its form. The wool blanket slides gently from your shoulders with a soft, dry whisper, its comforting weight now resting on the armrest. Your bare feet find the thick, hand-woven rug, its deep, yielding pile a final, comforting warmth before you step back onto the cool, smooth terracotta tiles of the corridor. You move with an unhurried grace, your path leading you from the intimate quiet of your study, through the dimly lit corridor, and towards the open air of your palazzo's central courtyard. Stepping into the courtyard, the cool, fresh night air brushes lightly against your face, carrying with it the rich, sweet perfume of night-blooming jasmine and the damp, earthy scent of verdant leaves. The moonlight, now clearer and more direct, bathes the ancient stone walls and the dark, elegant cypress trees in a soft, ethereal silver, transforming the familiar landscape into a scene of profound tranquility. The profound quiet of the palazzo extends into the courtyard, a vast, enveloping silence, broken only by a single, delicate rhythmic sound. Your gaze is drawn almost immediately to the central feature of the courtyard, a magnificent stone fountain, its ancient marble basin now gleaming softly in the moonlight. From a classical figure at its center, a slender, continuous stream of water arcs gracefully into the air, then descends with a soft, unwavering rhythm. It is not the cascading rush of a powerful torrent, but the gentle, deliberate descent of individual drops. You watch, mesmerized, as each drop of water forms at the tip of the figure's outstretched hand, swells for a moment, then detaches itself with a silent grace, beginning its slow, steady fall. And then you hear it, the soft, distinct plink, as each drop of water meets the still surface of the basin below. It is a singular, clear sound, precise and pure, a gentle punctuation in the profound quiet of the night. The sound is perfectly spaced, a slow, unhurried rhythm that is profoundly calming. Plink, plink, plink. Plink. Each individual drop creates its own tiny ripple, a delicate, concentric circle that expands slowly across the moonlit surface of the water, then gently dissipates into the glassy stillness. The air, cool and pure, carries the fresh, clean scent of water, mingling with the jasmine and damp earth, creating a rich, tranquil aroma that envelops you. You lean gently against the cool, smooth stone of a nearby column, feeling its solid, unyielding presence beneath your hand. Your eyes remain fixed on the fountain, watching the slow, steady drip of water, listening to the soft, rhythmic plink into its basin. The slow, steady drip of water from your courtyard fountain into its basin. A precise and rhythmic plink, 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 plink that filled the moonlit night, now gently fades into a deeper, more encompassing silence. The cool, fresh air, carrying the rich, sweet perfume of jasmine and damp earth, continues to brush lightly against your face as you slowly rise from the comfortable reading chair. The comforting warmth of the wool blanket, draped luxuriously over you, slides gently from your shoulders, its soft, dense fibers a final, comforting caress. The profound quiet of the palazzo settles around you, a rich, enveloping stillness that signals the deepest part of the night. You move with an unhurried grace, your bare feet finding the cool, smooth terracotta tiles of the courtyard, each step a soft whisper against the ancient stone. Your path leads you away from the moonlit fountain, its gentle rhythm now a fading memory, and towards the heavy carved oak door that leads back into the inner sanctum of the palazzo. The deep, velvety indigo of the night sky overhead, dotted with distant, serene stars, extends its vast, tranquil expanse, now softened by the quiet of the late hour. Pushing the heavy oak door open with a slow, deliberate motion, you feel the gentle resistance of its perfectly balanced weight, the soft, almost imperceptible creak of its ancient hinges, a hushed whisper in the quiet air. The opening reveals a dimly lit corridor stretching into soft, deep shadows, lit only by the faint, diffused glow of distant, carefully placed oil lamps. The air here is noticeably warmer, more enclosed, carrying the subtle, earthy scent of ancient stone, mingled with the lingering aroma of old wood and beeswax from your atelier. The cool, smooth terracotta tiles of the corridor floor feel familiar beneath your bare feet as you step through. You walk with a measured, deliberate pace along the dimly lit corridor, your footsteps a soft, almost inaudible whisper against the ancient tiles. The walls, adorned with dark, heavy tapestries, absorb the remaining light, creating a profound sense of enclosure and quiet. Your path leads you deeper into the heart of the palazzo, away from the active spaces, towards the more secluded, private chambers reserved for the deepest hours of rest. The faint, flickering glow from the distant oil lamps casts long, dancing shadows that stretch and sway with an almost hypnotic rhythm, transforming the familiar forms of the tapestries into enigmatic, shifting shapes. As you continue your slow, unhurried walk, a new sound begins to emerge, subtle yet distinct, from the very structure of the ancient building itself. It is the hushed whispers of the wind, not a forceful gust, but a delicate, continuous sigh that seems to weave its way through the palazzo's high eaves. This sound is ethereal, a soft, undulating whoosh-whoosh, a barely audible breath that suggests the vast, open spaces above and beyond the sturdy walls. It is a sound that speaks of the midnight hour, when the city sleeps and the elements assert their quiet presence. You pause, allowing your breath to deepen, listening intently to this subtle symphony of the wind. The hushed whispers rise and fall with an almost imperceptible rhythm, a natural lullaby that seems to cradle the entire palazzo in its gentle embrace. The sound is diffuse, coming from no single direction, but rather a pervasive, soft presence that seems to emanate from the very fabric of the building. It is a sound of profound quietude, a gentle reminder of the world beyond these walls, yet it only deepens the sense of peace within. The air, cool and fresh, carrying the faint scent of ancient stone, brushes lightly against your face, a delicate caress that deepens the sense of profound calm. You continue your slow, unhurried walk, allowing the hushed whispers of the wind through the palazzo's high eaves to wash over you, feeling its subtle rhythm resonate deep within. The hushed whispers of the wind, weaving through the palazzo's high eaves at midnight, now settle into an even deeper, more profound silence. The cool, fresh air carrying the faint scent of ancient stone brushes lightly against your face as you continue your slow, unhurried walk through the dimly lit corridors. The profound quiet of the palazzo envelops you completely, a rich, enveloping stillness that signals the deepest part of the night. You move with an almost imperceptible grace, your bare feet soft against the cool terracotta tiles, as you draw closer to your private bedchambers. Your path leads you away from the grand, echoing spaces and towards a smaller, more intimate door, crafted from the same dark, polished oak as those in your atelier. The air here is warmer, more enclosed, carrying the subtle, comforting aroma of fine linen and dried lavender from within. You reach for the cool, smooth brass handle, feeling its solid, precise weight beneath your fingertips, a familiar touch that signifies the threshold of deep rest. You turn it gently, feeling the refined mechanism engage with a soft, almost imperceptible click, a whisper of sound that barely disturbs the profound stillness of the night. The heavy oak door swings open with a slow, silent grace, revealing a chamber bathed in the soft, diffused glow of a single, small oil lamp carefully placed on a bedside table. The light is warm and inviting, pushing back the deeper shadows of the late night with a gentle, unwavering presence. You step into the bedchamber, your bare feet finding the plush hand-woven rug that covers the polished wooden floor, its deep, yielding pile offering an immediate, comforting warmth. The familiar scent of fine linen, fresh and pure, now mingles with the subtle aroma of dried lavender and the faint, resinous scent of lamp oil, creating a rich, tranquil perfume that embraces you. You move towards the grand four-poster bed that dominates the room, its frame carved from dark, lustrous walnut. The heavy linen bed curtains, drawn back for the night, reveal a luxurious expanse of crisp, white linen sheets and a generous, down-filled mattress. With a slow, unhurried motion, you sit on the edge of the bed, feeling the gentle give of the mattress beneath your weight, the cool, smooth linen against your skin. A quiet sense of profound comfort and anticipation of rest settles over you. You allow your shoulders to relax, feeling any lingering tension from the day slowly dissipate. The soft, diffused light from the oil lamp flickers with a gentle, hypnotic rhythm, casting dancing shadows that sway and breathe across the high, vaulted ceiling. The air, warm and still, carries the soothing scents of linen and lavender, a natural lullaby that prepares the senses for sleep. You find yourself simply sitting, allowing your thoughts to drift, not actively thinking, but simply observing the quiet impressions of the day. Your eyes, which have been open, now begin to feel a gentle, pleasing weight. It is not a heavy, forcing sensation, but a soft, almost ethereal pressure, a natural inclination towards closure. You allow your eyelids to slowly, gracefully descend, feeling their delicate weight, the subtle friction of skin against skin as they meet. The soft weight of your eyelids now rests peacefully, a gentle veil over your vision, as you contemplate the day's quiet observations. Behind this soft curtain, images from the day might gently surface, the shimmering dance of dust motes in the afternoon sun, the intricate patterns of the woven tapestry, the precise plink of the fountain's water. These are not demanding thoughts, but soft, fleeting impressions, like leaves drifting on a gentle stream, each one a quiet memory. The profound quiet of the bedchamber deepens further, a rich, enveloping silence that seems to absorb all sound. The soft, gentle weight of your eyelids, which had rested peacefully in the profound quiet of your bedchamber as you contemplated the day's quiet observations, now begins to lighten with a subtle, unhurried ease. The faint, unwavering glow of the oil lamp, still burning softly on your bedside table, casts long, tranquil shadows across the polished wooden floor, reaching towards the foot of your grand four-poster bed. You shift almost imperceptibly, feeling the crisp, cool linen sheets against your skin, a delicate rustle that is quickly absorbed by the stillness, and your gaze drifts, without effort, towards a familiar object resting quietly on the small, dark walnut writing desk that stands at the foot of your bed. The air, warm and still, carries the subtle, comforting aroma of fine linen and dried lavender from within the bedchamber, mingled with the faint, resinous scent of lamp oil. Your hand, moving with a languid, unhurried grace, extends slowly from beneath the crisp, cool linen sheets, feeling the cool, still air of the bedchamber brush lightly across the back of your hand, a delicate, refreshing caress. It drifts with a gentle purpose across the smooth expanse of the linen, then over the edge of the bed, towards the dark, polished surface of the small walnut writing desk. The faint, resinous scent of lamp oil, ever present in this intimate space, now mingles subtly with the clean, fresh aroma of the linen, creating a tranquil, deeply familiar perfume that settles around your senses. Your fingertips hover for a long, quiet moment above the desk, feeling the subtle currents of the air, before they gently, deliberately, make contact with the smooth, cool wood, feeling its firm, unyielding presence, a solid anchor in the quiet night. Your fingers then slowly, carefully, close around the object, a polished stone paperweight, feeling its immediate, comforting weight settle into the very center of your palm. It is a piece of dark, mottled serpentine, its surface incredibly smooth, almost like water-worn glass that has been softened by the patient caress of centuries, yet possessing a deep, inherent coolness that radiates outwards, a subtle, refreshing anchor in the warm stillness of the room. You lift it with an unhurried grace, feeling its substantial density, the silent promise of its grounding presence. The lamp's soft, unwavering glow catches the stone, revealing subtle, intricate veins of deep green and black that swirl within its polished depths, like distant, ancient rivers flowing slowly beneath a clear, dark surface. The light seems to be absorbed by the stone, then released, creating a muted, inner luminescence that is profoundly peaceful. You allow your thumb, moving with an exquisite slowness, to trace the perfectly smooth, cool surface of the paperweight. Each gentle movement is unhurried, a quiet, repetitive exploration of the stone's flawless finish, feeling the almost imperceptible undulations of its natural organic form. You linger over a particularly smooth curve, then move to a flatter plane, sensing the minute changes in its contour beneath your skin. The inherent coolness of the serpentine remains constant, a soothing presence against your skin, a steady anchor in the deepening quiet, while the soft, golden light dances across its polished curves, making the subtle veining shimmer with a quiet, inner life, like a captured fragment of a tranquil night sky. The profound quiet of the bedchamber deepens further, broken only by the soft, rhythmic sound of your own quiet breathing, as your attention becomes entirely absorbed in this simple, repetitive touch, a meditative act of pure sensation. You feel the subtle weight of the stone, its density, a comforting reminder of the earth's quiet strength. After a long, unhurried moment, when the sensation has fully imprinted itself upon your awareness, you gently lower the paperweight, placing it with quiet precision back onto the dark, polished walnut desk. The cool, smooth feel of the polished stone paperweight, which had grounded your hand on the dark walnut desk, now gently recedes as you slowly withdraw your touch. The faint, unwavering glow of the oil lamp, still burning softly on your bedside table, casts long, tranquil shadows across the polished wooden floor, reaching towards the foot of your grand four-poster bed. You shift almost imperceptibly, feeling the crisp, cool linen sheets against your skin, a delicate rustle that is quickly absorbed by the stillness, and your gaze drifts, without effort, towards a familiar object resting quietly on the small, dark walnut writing desk that stands at the foot of your bed. The air, warm and still, carries the subtle, comforting aroma of fine linen and dried lavender from within the bedchamber, mingled with the faint, resinous scent of lamp oil. Your hand, moving with a languid, unhurried grace, extends slowly from beneath the crisp, cool linen sheets, feeling the cool, still air of the bedchamber brush lightly across the back of your hand, a delicate, refreshing caress. It drifts with a gentle purpose across the smooth expanse of the linen, then, over the edge of the bed, towards the dark, polished surface of the small walnut writing desk. The faint, resinous scent of lamp oil, ever present in this intimate space, now mingles subtly with the clean, fresh aroma of the linen, creating a tranquil, deeply familiar perfume that settles around your senses. Your fingertips hover for a long, quiet moment above the desk, feeling the subtle currents of the air, before they gently, deliberately, make contact with the cool, smooth surface of a stack of your sleeping notes. These are not the formal vellum scrolls from your atelier, but smaller, more intimate sheets of fine, unbleached linen paper, bound loosely together. Their surface, cool and subtly textured, feels delicate beneath your fingertips, a soft, yielding presence. You feel the faint, almost imperceptible grain of the paper, the subtle crispness of its fibers, a quiet testament to its quality. A faint, dry scent of old ink, mingled with the clean aroma of linen paper, rises gently from the notes, a personal perfume of quiet reflection. Your gaze falls upon the familiar script, the precise curves and angles of each letter, a silent chronicle of observations and thoughts recorded just before the deepest hours of rest, now softened by the dim, unwavering glow of the oil lamp. Beside these sleeping notes, resting on the same dark, polished walnut desk, stands a small, exquisitely crafted sand timer. Its form is elegant and simple, two perfectly clear, hand-blown glass bulbs delicately joined at a narrow waist, all cradled within a frame of dark, polished ebony wood. The wood, smooth and cool to the touch, gleams softly in the lamp's light, its deep, rich color absorbing the ambient glow. The glass, remarkably clear and free of imperfection, allows an unobstructed view into the inner workings of this quiet, ancient mechanism. Within the upper bulb, a fine, almost luminous, silver-white sand, meticulously sifted and purified, rests in a small, shimmering mound, awaiting its slow descent. You lean slightly closer, your breath barely disturbing the still air, allowing your eyes to focus on the sand timer. The oil lamp's soft, unwavering glow catches the polished ebony frame, highlighting the intricate, almost imperceptible grain of the wood. You observe the sand itself, each tiny grain a miniature jewel, poised on the brink of its journey. And then, you hear it, the gentle, rhythmic tick of the small sand timer. It is not a sharp, mechanical sound, but a soft, continuous whisper, a delicate asterisk, SHHHK, SHHHK, many chi, asterisk, as each minute grain of sand detaches itself from the mound in the upper bulb and begins its slow, unhurried fall through the narrow aperture. This gentle, rhythmic sound is profoundly soothing, a soft, continuous cascade of microscopic particles. The gentle, rhythmic tick of the small sand timer, a soft, continuous whisper of silver-white sand, now fades into a profound, unbroken silence. The cool, smooth feel of the polished stone paperweight, which had grounded your hand on the dark walnut desk, now rests peacefully, its comforting weight a quiet presence. The faint, unwavering glow of the oil lamp, still burning softly on your bedside table, casts long, tranquil shadows across the polished wooden floor, reaching towards the foot of your grand four-poster bed. You shift almost imperceptibly, feeling the crisp, cool linen sheets against your skin, a delicate rustle that is quickly absorbed by the stillness, as your body settles deeper into the luxurious mattress. The air, warm and still, carries the subtle, comforting aroma of fine linen and dried lavender from within the bedchamber, mingled with the faint, resinous scent of lamp oil. You allow your eyes to gently close, feeling their soft weight, the subtle friction of skin against skin as they meet. Your breath deepens, becoming slow and rhythmic, a gentle, continuous wave that washes through your body. The profound quiet of the bedchamber envelops you completely, a rich, enveloping stillness that signals the deepest part of the night, a perfect canvas for the subtle sensations that now begin to emerge. You are settled deeply, comfortably, into the luxurious mattress, feeling its gentle support beneath you, a soft cradle for your weary form. From somewhere beyond the immediate confines of your bedchamber, a delicate, almost ethereal fragrance begins to drift, subtly, yet persistently, into the still, warm air. It is the faint, calming scent of lavender, a sweet, herbaceous perfume that seems to weave its way through the open casement window of your sleeping chamber. This is not the sharp, potent aroma of fresh lavender, but a softer, more diffused presence, as if carried on the faintest breath of a night breeze, a gentle whisper from the moonlit garden below. You breathe it in slowly, deeply, feeling its soothing essence permeate your senses, washing over you with a wave of profound tranquility. This delicate lavender scent, a subtle promise of calm and rest, mingles gently with the familiar aromas of fine linen and the faint, resinous notes of lamp oil already present in your chamber. The combination creates a uniquely comforting and deeply grounding perfume, a natural lullaby for the senses. You imagine the source of this fragrance, perhaps a small, carefully tended patch of lavender plants in the secluded courtyard garden, their slender silver-green stalks swaying almost imperceptibly in the cool night air, releasing their aromatic oils with each gentle movement. Or perhaps it is a sachet of dried lavender, placed thoughtfully on the window ledge, its dried blossoms slowly releasing their stored fragrance into the night. You allow your awareness to drift towards the open casement window, though your eyes remain gently closed. You imagine the cool, still air of the night flowing softly through the opening, carrying with it this ethereal perfume. The window frame itself, crafted from dark, aged timber, would be a silent sentinel, framing a rectangle of deep, velvety indigo sky, now softened by the quiet of the late hour. The faint, calming scent of lavender seems to hover just beyond the sill, a gentle, invisible cloud of tranquility, permeating the air with its soothing presence, inviting a deeper sense of relaxation with each slow, deliberate breath. The profound quiet of the bedchamber deepens further, a rich, enveloping silence that seems to absorb all sound. You simply rest, allowing the faint, calming scent of lavender, drifting from your sleeping chamber's window to wash over you, feeling its subtle rhythm resonate deep within. This constant, gentle perfume, a natural breath of the night, creates a hypnotic rhythm that gently holds your attention, inviting a deep sense of peacefulness. The faint, calming scent of lavender drifting from your sleeping chamber's open window now settles into a deeper, more profound stillness, a gentle, ethereal perfume that permeates the cool night air. You lie comfortably in your grand four-poster bed, feeling the crisp, cool linen sheets against your skin, a delicate rustle that is quickly absorbed by the silence. Your eyelids, heavy with the quiet observations of the day, remain gently closed, allowing your body to sink deeper into the luxurious mattress. The profound quiet of the bedchamber envelops you completely, a rich, enveloping stillness that signals the deepest part of the night, a perfect canvas for the subtle sensations that now begin to emerge. The faint, unwavering glow of the oil lamp, still burning softly on your bedside table, casts long, tranquil shadows, a warm, inviting beacon. You shift, almost imperceptibly, allowing your body to find its most comfortable position, feeling the gentle give of the mattress beneath you, a soft cradle for your weary form. The subtle scent of fine linen, fresh and pure, now mingles with the calming aroma of lavender and the faint, resinous notes of lamp oil already present in your chamber. Your breathing deepens, becoming slow and rhythmic, a gentle, continuous wave that washes through your body, deepening your sense of profound peace. Without opening your eyes, your awareness drifts towards the polished wooden floorboards of your sleeping chamber. You sense, rather than see, a subtle change in the ambient light, a delicate brightening that suggests a new source of illumination has entered the room. It is the faint shimmer of moonlight, a soft, ethereal glow that seems to have found its way through the open casement window, bypassing the oil lamp's direct light, to paint a quiet, luminous rectangle upon the dark, rich wood. This is not a harsh, intrusive light, but a gentle, almost dreamlike presence, a silent, silver whisper in the profound quiet of the night. You allow your mind's eye to trace the path of this moonlight as it falls upon the floorboards. The wood, dark and lustrous, polished to a deep, reflective sheen over centuries of careful tending, now catches and holds the lunar glow with exquisite grace. The faint shimmer is not uniform, but dances and undulates with an almost imperceptible slowness, following the subtle imperfections and the natural grain of the ancient timber. Tiny, almost invisible dust motes, caught in this ethereal light, might seem to sparkle for a brief moment, like miniature, ephemeral diamonds, before fading back into the soft obscurity, their movements even more languid, more dreamlike than before. The cool, still air, carrying the delicate perfume of lavender, seems to flow effortlessly over this moonlit patch, creating a subtle, almost intangible current that you can sense. You imagine the tactile sensation of the polished wood beneath that soft glow, cool and smooth, yet with a subtle, fine-grained resistance that speaks of its enduring quality. The moon's light seems to draw out the hidden depths of the wood, revealing subtle variations in its hue, from deep, almost black mahogany to softer, warmer tones of chestnut, each vein and not a silent story etched into its very being. The profound quiet of the bedchamber deepens further, a rich, enveloping silence that seems to absorb all sound, allowing your senses to fully immerse themselves in this subtle visual ballet. You simply rest, feeling the gentle rhythm of your breath, allowing your mind's eye to follow the faint shimmer of moonlight on the polished wooden floorboards. This quiet, continuous presence, a tangible representation of the night's serene beauty, draws you into a deeper, more effortless state of relaxation. The soft, unwavering glow of the oil lamp, now a distant, warm memory, and the profound quiet of the bedchamber, embrace you completely, inviting a deep and peaceful sleep. The faint shimmer of moonlight on the polished wooden floorboards, a silent silver whisper in your sleeping chamber, now gently fades as you slowly, almost imperceptibly, rise from your grand four-poster bed. The crisp, cool linen sheets which cradled you in their embrace softly rustle with a delicate sigh as you move, a sound quickly absorbed by the profound quiet. Your eyelids, heavy with the quiet observations of the day, remain gently closed, allowing your body to sink deeper into the luxurious mattress, even as you begin to stir. The faint, unwavering glow of the oil lamp, still burning softly on your bedside table, casts long, tranquil shadows, a warm, inviting beacon that you leave behind. You step from the warm, soft embrace of the plush rug onto the cool, polished wooden floorboards of your bedchamber, each step a soft, almost inaudible whisper against the ancient timber. The air, warm and still, carries the subtle, comforting aroma of fine linen and dried lavender from within the bedchamber, mingled with the faint, resinous scent of lamp oil. You move with an unhurried grace, your path leading you towards the heavy, carved oak door that separates your bedchamber from the inner corridors of the palazzo. The profound quiet of the bedchamber envelops you completely, a rich, enveloping stillness that signals the deepest part of the night. Reaching the heavy oak door, you reach for its cool, smooth brass handle, feeling its solid, precise weight beneath your fingertips. You turn it gently, feeling the refined mechanism engage with a soft, almost imperceptible click, a whisper of sound that barely disturbs the profound stillness of the night. The heavy oak door, perfectly balanced on its ancient hinges, swings open with a slow, silent grace, revealing a dimly lit corridor that stretches into soft, deep shadows, lit only by the faint, diffused glow of distant, carefully placed oil lamps. The air here is noticeably cooler, carrying the subtle, earthy scent of ancient stone, mingled with the lingering aroma of old wood. The terracotta tiles of the corridor floor feel cool and smooth beneath your bare feet as you step through. You walk with a measured, deliberate pace along the dimly lit corridor, your footsteps a soft, almost inaudible whisper against the ancient tiles. The walls, adorned with dark, heavy tapestries, absorb the remaining light, creating a profound sense of enclosure and quiet. Your path leads you past the private alcove and the grand staircase, deeper into the heart of the palazzo, towards the familiar, heavier oak door of your atelier. The faint, flickering glow from the distant oil lamps casts long, dancing shadows that stretch and sway with an almost hypnotic rhythm, transforming the familiar forms of the tapestries into enigmatic, shifting shapes. Pushing the heavy oak door of your atelier open with a slow, deliberate motion, you feel the gentle resistance of its perfectly balanced weight, the soft, almost imperceptible creak of its ancient hinges, a hushed whisper in the quiet air. The atelier, now almost entirely dark, save for the faintest, most ethereal glow from the beeswax candles on your drafting table, welcomes you back with a profound, almost tangible stillness. You step inside, your bare feet finding the cool, smooth expanse of the marble floor, each step a soft whisper against the ancient stone, a subtle sound that blends seamlessly into the deep quiet of the late night. You pause in the very center of the vast workshop, allowing the heavy oak door to gently swing closed behind you with a soft, almost silent thud. The last vestiges of light from the corridor are now entirely shut away, leaving the atelier in a state of profound, enveloping darkness, broken only by the single distant flicker of the beeswax candles. The profound stillness of your workshop, broken only by your gentle breath, now begins to yield to an even softer, almost imperceptible sound. You stand perfectly still, in the vast, enveloping darkness of the atelier, the cool, smooth marble floor, a grounding presence beneath your bare feet. The single, distant flicker of the beeswax candles from your drafting table, now almost entirely consumed, casts only the faintest, most ethereal glow into the deepest shadows, a silent, unwavering point of light in the profound quiet. The familiar sense of old wood and beeswax, mingled with the faint, dry aroma of charcoal and vellum, create a serene, intimate atmosphere, a peaceful embrace that settles around you. Your own gentle breath, a soft, continuous, the delicate whisper of air moving in and out of your lungs, is the only consistent rhythm. Yet, within this absolute quietude, a new sensation begins to emerge, subtle yet distinct. It is a delicate movement of the air, a faint, almost intangible current that brushes lightly against your cheek, a subtle caress that suggests a presence beyond the enclosed space. You turn your head slowly, with an unhurried grace, allowing your awareness to drift towards the source of this subtle disturbance, towards the familiar contours of the high, arched casement window that looks out onto your secluded courtyard garden. The window, which had been closed earlier, is now barely ajar, perhaps having shifted imperceptibly with the deepest quiet of the night, or left open just a fraction by a thoughtful attendant. Through this minute opening, the soft, almost imperceptible whisper of the night air now drifts into the profound stillness of your workshop. It is not the hushed sighs of the wind through the palazzo's high eaves, nor the rustle of leaves in the garden, but a purer, more elemental sound, the delicate show of the night air itself, moving with an exquisite slowness through the narrow gap. This sound is so faint, so delicate, that it is almost imagined, a rhythmic presence that underscores the absolute quietude of the room. It is a continuous hushed murmur, a gentle, sustained breath that seems to emanate from the very fabric of the night outside. You focus your attention entirely on this subtle whisper, allowing its gentle, continuous rhythm to wash over you, feeling its subtle vibrations resonate deep within your ears. Each individual language is a delicate thread of sound, weaving itself seamlessly into the profound silence, then dissolving, leaving no trace, only to be followed by another and another in an unending, hypnotic cadence. The air that enters through the barely open casement feels incredibly cool and pure against your skin, a delicate, refreshing contrast to the ambient warmth of the atelier. It carries with it the faintest, most ethereal scent of damp earth and the lingering sweet perfume of night-blooming jasmine from the courtyard garden, now so subtle as to be almost indistinguishable, yet profoundly present. This delicate fragrance, a whisper from the moonlit world beyond, mingles with the familiar, grounding aromas of old wood and beeswax, creating a rich, tranquil perfume that subtly embraces you. You breathe it in slowly, deeply, feeling its soothing essence permeate your senses, washing over you with a wave of profound tranquility. You shift your weight imperceptibly, allowing your body to sink deeper into the stillness, your bare feet cool and grounded on the marble. The soft, almost imperceptible whisper of the night air continues its gentle, rhythmic presence, a constant, unchanging sound that seems to stretch into infinity, cradling you in its subtle embrace. It is a sound of absolute peace, a profound, unhurried rhythm that gently holds your attention, inviting a deep, effortless surrender to the quiet of the night.